Minya Ghana ni bio. Especially say the one we never be president inti. Minya Ghana ni bio. Ghana for Musorio. Ghana for Musorio. And before you know Musorio. And before you know Musorio. I am Munti and Mahama MC. Be vice president to that. Me madam board. Minya Ghana ni bio. Especially say the one we never be president inti. Minya Ghana ni bio. Ghana for Musorio. Ghana for Musorio. And before you know Musorio. And before you know Musorio. I am Munti and Mahama MC. Be vice president to that. Me madam board. Minya Ghana ni bio. Especially say the one we never be president inti. Minya Ghana ni bio. Ghana for Musorio. Ghana for Musorio. And before you know Musorio. And before you know Musorio. I am Munti and Mahama MC. Be vice president to that. Me madam board. Minya Ghana ni bio. Especially say the one we never be president inti. Minya Ghana ni bio.
Me a brand not done Kokufado, say as president, you know. Now a lot of mining sites say illegal and I say any illegal. We can talk about the Samana Boy, you can talk about the Tano Numeri Forest. And I chama Wontumi these minings. It got to a point where Emma, the then natural resource minister Samuel Abujinapo, label Akunta mines say or more illegal mining or some of the forests. Especially the Samana Boy. I'm a president and I've done Kokufado, so a big deny video so I can say he want to state it emphatically say Akunta mines is not engaged in any galamsey. Now I mean president so on a signing mining documents and on a sign mining list edema people and that kind of first one what can I say Chama Wontumi president and I've done Kokufado ne darling boy. And what president then was saying, you know, was there to protect Chama Wontumi. It got to a point here and Tianya and said, so called Jubilee House wa say Chama Wontumi Crampono and Nam Nasa be a Kusia, somewhere Bujina Paul or Jubilee House on Person of Chiana if he said, Wababa tell to Chama Wontumi, no one Samuel Bujina Paul, Ete Adwama, so then if he said, oh, you need to or near ma now war yen then. And I'm for Cata, Satam say Chama Wontumi. Man ho kwanya ebia kasama bujina po eboa no ebia kan man krata ho ne man ebia correct fa ni nyama but ordinary to Ghana man pay den na adan kogu for say o ye Ghana man pay a obetimi approach no ye kwa kwato aba na MP before say breaking the 8 and no monim say at all cost they were going to break the 8 and no break 8 ya eniema omo ye o meto aso ana fofia anto ata ne adwara ba mo ana ekoto aba ana Dr. Baumia ne MPP enya 38.2 say omo MPs 87 NDC 4 anya a major majority in parliament ya President John Dramani Mahama enya over 57%. Na no ana President John Dramani Mahama all by bano ne nsema no kan say President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and appointees are engaging in illegal mining galamsey. Obekai say it got to a point to crumple Emma Sami Jemfi and some top NDC for echo most of ensure Suahodwa Sabina galamsey as say ensure any echo ye videos press conference upon press conference say or more ja ensure akono na asuo na ani eye kroje na Danko Akufo-Addo na MPP betwa 8 years no ensure ni asay enti no na President John Dramani Mahama omo compile niam omo fi say eye MPP for na ama ene illegal mine no atete e de ho document e de koma President John Dramani Mahama and President John Dramani Mahama then candidate so e promise Ghana for so oba prosecute obi bia wo ye why involved in galamsey especially the top politician me kan ko nche ho so what galamsey ya anya me sha ibo nya afian bi oti baby na ye politicians and omo ye behind galamsey we ye pe ni afafo afre order from above President John Dramani Mahama and so a promise Ghana for about promise na be kan na Danko Akufo-Addo breso bo say galamsey site na excavator entimi ntu entimi yira na akwako pie ho yetimi chi excavators na excavators ya enya taban etu afri police station akopen ba bia kwakota e kire say the MPP no na omo ye galamsey with impunity and they had people omo from the top wa omo timi instruct police commander say release this excavator and abroja kwa so ebetu just said there were site ya na chama Wontumi akwa lebu ni say presidency site ya eno no chama Wontumi boko no de labor aboho na sabi presidency side no avoid na chama Wontumi atiasi ma wo di galamsey and he mentioned the tano no mini for that alleged video about bontere say abronye ekwo twitwa chama Wontumi side ne eto aba na ewie na MPP Lucy no ana yete de huhu a chama Wontumi ebeche no chama Wontumi anche chama Wontumi beche no ana nya ne nte say a policefoɔ ekɔ chama Wontumi fie so omokopa no and the videos na de ada bontene ama chama Wontumi omo bɔ no wo so oni hɔ ebi so hyempase ebi de chama Wontumi akɔ hye ceiling na no ana wiam hɔ no yɛte sɛ chama Wontumi call into the FM station and wo tia mu sɛ wonye Ghana ni biem and President John Dramani Mahama aba be di president na kɛse ɔno Wontumi no onye Ghana ni biem a President John Dramani Mahama empeso o man atena kunya so ono onye board member da onye minister da onye vice president da onye president da na adenti na chairman kakra wodi no President John Dramani Mahama ba o tete no na chama Wontumi no se uyi that site galamsey illegal mine na omo suspect say why ya e ma ne ho ayahin obeyi gold na ade e wo TV so extra Ghana for this is solid gold ne to nchen ya chama Wontumi is on record to have also said a lot of things up. Ghana for Ebusa say so this is a regional chairman of the biggest opposition party and what was stronghold also propagate the good message of the party. Chama Wontumi meka say President John Dramani Mahama say okudi gaba or boy na yere say okudi gaba or boy no na President John Dramani Mahama or no mu mate eda eno da nchen ya say President John Dramani Mahama yere so kudi gaba oboy na President John Dramani Mahama ebuto no ane baso na President John Dramani Mahama oba Ashanti regional yes we seek permission from ono chama Wontumi ekeka nsem bebre osan kan say President John Dramani Mahama ne running mate Professor Jinna no enye say bia running mate binti na ne mpena no esa lebu Mahama say oye bayifo na nim say bayifo enti nsem a chama Wontumi eka ye ne de get say airtime ama sebi got your point kwampa a party nsem ya okokasa ma na no pai say ono wasi ni biggest palace on show bi ase ama ye to ne nsa fa ne manhia yimfie ama ene no so ebe ye nsem buburija ama ene ko achi no yesi duabo bi sem piepie ma ene no nipa ba akọ ne nya asa banta no kokoso ina na kwa akudua akwa sebi nyankopɔ ato ne nsa fa no enti chama Wontumi nsem no we just want to give you the brief history about chama Wontumi oba Asante region enema waye and obaka even in the MPP manekuma chama Wontumi ebedi chairman in 2014 no chama Wontumi ba na be dada party for say ono no wakoto fie e de ama MPP e wo krofom ewi akire say wo se wo han 10 years oboa e vital man kuma no ene han e de ma MPP chama Wontumi de this sa nkokwa sa ana eji efie ni free party for ni sam ana chama Wontumi ebe you receive fund say ono okwa akosi party office e de ama MPP e wo okọ Garden City radio site one and also yeah fundraising because the then second lady her excellency Samira Baumia and a buyer ebe kate sword no and ankosiaga chama Wontumi obi on famra nya adwuma na chama Wontumi even by the new patriotic party na executive ye to abamo omo oto mu nyina twene ana ode na Andy ana some guys bi ana ode omo ye adwuma ti chama Wontumi na kasa o kasa o kana asema eyensem buburuja na even uba the MPP ma na nsia issues bi a wa create between na cancer board and the national body that I'm talking about the steering committee at take this chama Wontumi aboard to and the chama Wontumi no sabi uba even in the MPP mu na chama Wontumi amane na wonya no sabi party for na ayede do na ede apart from say omo contest afoko jombodu boacha jakoma omo fi say chama Wontumi omo fi say Dr. Baumia or na shield na de adena party for no ba Ashanti region they don't speak well for chama Wontumi me ka say chama Wontumi no ehon be ye den say benya nipa akoyoko for office akwakoji chama Wontumi it got to a point they have to pay constituency organizers with money high bass mo duane ansa no mo call MPs eba say omba betrata form ya nja chama Wontumi a omo nko yete omani no me atu omo ka say de eko entira bakwasem kakra wo chama Wontumi ensensem na chama Wontumi before ye ba che no na de omu say na Ghana Police Service for ato omo nsa e de afre chama Wontumi say woman no ewo issues bi efa illegal mine bi enti chama Wontumi e de emra na chama Wontumi ekopie ho Monday 26 June 26 May 2025 ana chama Wontumi ekopie ho na chama Wontumi ekopie ho no ana police form e de chama Wontumi mtoto na no ana mo ma chama Wontumi bill aye Monday no adachi Tuesday aye 27th 2025 May na ana chama Wontumi sa kopie ento kopie no mo say sana yoko for no airpe no na Monday na okoye na omo man be okoye na ade echi a wo say wode ne ho ba to kodu ope ana kua omo so chama Wontumi epa na keso omo de ekoye na in fact ensuo bo wa ka ensuo bo enka ensuo ne epampam chama Wontumi odia emia papa ewo police for no ho na utia de omni o say on Monday 26 May 2025 he had reported to the CID where he was formally charged with ongoing in illegal mining activities. Was say according to police statement signed by Superintendent Joseph Benefo Dankwa, head of public affairs unit at the CID, the MPP chairman was cautioned over alleged involvement in unauthorized mining operation, pollution of water bodies, and entering a forest reserve without permission. And to omo man bill no na kese ade che 27 so fa no meche ana chama Wontumi ekopie ho ana kese de besi o de ho che ya okona ana yoko so mo na isi amane a aba beto dwane se se wonim ne sense mo no mesa ba back na ma ba be checho mo but dem prempra amane aba se chama Wontumi lawyer attach okofa ne ba se o me play delay tactics a ono ko kache an or the assembly Supreme Court na I say omu defer judgment no na enema bi wo ha portion of the mineral asset chama Wontumi or battle with no enya ade a CP esita entia wo say Supreme Court na court no ekotena so ansana judgment dabara amane a ababe to dwane say ade a saa asem no omobo to agu na say ana my joy online.com report was say court dismisses Wontumi deferment application as incompetent. Judgment proceed. Na kese attach na kwa hu say ade no nyenye nto adwane eje chama Wontumi court on attach anyone. Na tie the Accra High Court has dismissed a motion filed by a lawyer for the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Anchubo, popularly known as Chama Wontumi, seeking to defer the delivery of judgment in his ongoing Samra Boy concession trial. Was it the court described the application as incompetent and moot, paving the way for Justice Audrey Kukuvia Tain to proceed with the much anticipated ruling in the case, which has drawn national attention due to its implication for the fight against illegal mining. the embattled MPP chairman arrived at the Accra High Court earlier today as the court prepared to deliver its verdict on charges of assignment of mineral right without approval and purposely facilitating an unlicensed mining operation. The application for deferment was filed on 16th June 2026 by Wontumi new lead counsel Samuel Atachia, who had taken over the case from previous lawyer Andy Apiakubi. Atachia argued that they needed additional time to obtain and pursue the certified record of proceeding to enable him to file a comprehensive written submission on behalf of his client. Like the Utia, the Uncle understand. Atachia taking over from lawyer and the appeal could be a money, someone more solid TV, and a tear for near for Yababa Church, you say, lawyer and the appeal could be at now, seven so, argue, a court, table court, or Baba addressing some job for a cassette. They've made an advance, cross examine witnesses in the cases. Anna, ye set it tell July said, ye Baba Tretchama won't me ask them so. Now, na Atachia at the Baba to your name say. Obia mompaye empoma chama Wontumi na yanhwe ya judgment ya ebeba no sorry lawyer Andy Apiakubi anhwe ya judgment ya ebeba on the 3rd of July no ayemienu ida say nimguase another nkunimdie na ohwe asensem no say siko na kamesa ahwe ye bia na kede bia animguase aba another nkunimdie aba na eno na manfo kase na wo lawyer Andy Apiakubi lawyer say bi wo do client akokod wo ba address and some 12 for chese we de mo yade ha de mo yese na sabi ene say the judgment ne ba wo ba ka so kra wonim so obedi bi ma and ka be call for say judgment de brand manim ya na ka ho de ento na so be kan say judgment ye be either say yanim guase anase bia ayenkunim die no na ke say o mon ka fa asema ka say ada chama Wontumi lawyer no wo sense defeat na eno ne ya twa anim say Nyame mboa on the 3rd of July no judgment meba and your one that say and the appeal could be say adwuma ko Wontumi ye biem and say now who see the case Wontumi case ni biem what na case ma the case na chia agigi chama Wontumi e wo kokko so ko jane suburani asa e dey no pata o che no an che say o se o ni biem and what am asem the court sada ne hu say sabi pania ya bon pass o se Wontumi no afuo na just o ma asem no kwa himfese nana makwa akwaje pa na me se mintimi ye biem enti enya afuo rankasa ana okọ na judge ne se masa o case eye bombo class ana mo tam asem no etotwe ne na de me hu se eye plan bi ana chama Wontumi ade lawyer and the appeal could be no omo play ni se sabi wo akofa client no ona akofa lawyer na wo fi so obe defend wo obetuma twitwaje na lawyer ne se woni asem ni biem na se wo de asem na court se me jaa wadwuma ma wa na wo court wa na wo chama Wontumi di akire ebere ba se omudi asem ni wieye na bo lawyer and the appeal ku bia oba ya wo chire mu no na chama Wontumi gya ke mo se na chama Wontumi e di asem pa na opese o chire yi na ke se wo ne o lawyer and the appeal ku bi no eye nada bi ana mo ba ye chire ye na eno ana meyo ana de be sisi ye ana Atachia ebeso mu Atachia beso asem no the first na okọ court on the 3rd July kan say ono de anka okọ ye no chika cha judge ne say one the new lawyer enti yama ne bre no fan study case na lawyer say oh na judge ne say sabi say one wo yire say also no yire da na yire say otwe ema ne ba na ke don hye omre tenten anasa wo pesa no yire da na so yire wo pini kwa manu ko edom ko pem edan no because ya na emema no da no na man da no enti wo pekwa mpa me the judgment no e dey akọ 20th e dey instead of the 10 no after the ebeka 2 weeks anasa 1.5 week am asem no judgment number ni ate sa Atachia e dey asem no akọ court say one dey ka judge no on try judgment no fa asem no ko Supreme Court na one who say some minerals act na omaye no who say port obi dem amena bi dem I also call Supreme Court for interpretation no mko tuatua sa amena no ana yakwa tena ka se na atachia asama uke pa se amena wom bonka bi wo sa mineral acts ni mu mo ye de 2020 na se sa na tia then nipa ye de o makwa akotum because of illegal mining no na kise na o mo ye de anni ye enti enne no ne ye twa de besie enti emanfo obia na obia anticipate na enne chama wontumi ekopie mu e court no okọ no wa hye atade yellow asoro ne form aye di blue aye design na chama wontu wa so no odu na wo say se de ne ya no wo yi so check time so ye de yo so menti ase ana wo ya na ja okwa na ade ma me kwa me sense de nya na se ma hu chama wutu lawyer na absa chama wutu lawyer na lawyer for mu di o mu nkomo enti ohun se ahwe na ande apia kubi asawo kan no na nim guase aba because you could see say we say e delay that because omukwa na o say judge di ka trans eti by bi say oh no kre attach say sa mineral act and mining act no e bia portos bi mu enti me twan am attach akọ supreme court akwaji interpretation e de aba na eno supreme say abako supreme court attach am ana judge tell say some application e incompetent na sa brofo e incompetent we Dr. Bauman na me teye no President John Dramani Mahama then say incompetent president and na judge no so use that word say chama wontumi on the lawyer and appeal kubi sorry attach ya or more application say on the fair judgment no mom ko supreme court for interpretation no incompetent amasia no ya bo assembly to go see am no kata there or say in an affidavit filed in opposition the prosecutor argued that the accused person has been presented by legal counsel of their choice throughout the trial and that the withdrawal of a previous counsel was voluntary and amicably. The state maintained that under such circumstances, the proper source for new counsel to obtain these case records is outgoing lawyer, not the court registry. Or say the prosecutor also questions the timing of attaching appointment. Nothing that although the publicity and the publicly announced his involvement on the June 15, 2026. He also filed a formal notice of appointment on June 22nd, 2026. Was it the delay the state described as excessive and unjustified? And to tia, there's a ban lawyer peninsula making arguments say, so share a quiet chama wontumi, and then the lawyer then and the appeal could be a play and trick is be a wasemu. Oh, sir, my appointing new lawyer. I'm a lawyer, no so abba, Baba Casso. I anchor up a document be from the court register from Massa. I hear someone to us so and Baba to us. Anti lawyer and the appeal could be not you are will take over from him. No, one make him provide with court documents. And your friend or Baba Tana Baba say, I'm on train now. I'm in court register and court document. But was it Pana Bajano? Ni Pana or door pan or 3 door pan, but you are twice. Oh, maybe you're also twice. Now I saw this. I saw the 2 I say, and I was second who ya don't know. Now Mamma Tana and Mamma yet one. And I say, Wontumi together with Ankonta Mines Company Limited and Kwame Entry, a director of the company who is currently at large, were charged with permitting 2 persons to undertake mining operation on the Samna Boy concession without obtaining required approval from the sector minister. Okay. The prosecution called for witnesses during the trial. Henry Okom, a small-scale miner, testified that he had entered into a verbal argument with Wontumi to undertake land reclamation and mining activities on the concession. Hey, now here, cham, I can say, a dance ni bakwa, omo friend na mon obedi, a dance here, edit here, cham, Wontumi say, Edema court, your friend and Okom say, only the cham Wontumi, and now one no a year, I call a man and say agreement on. And an agreement on coin a verbal omo de oma no ene call agreement say masa bra na ba bia meme ma didi mu no bra ba reclamation ke sa ba kata asase no na uwie so ba ya asase wie so a san so ye illegal mining na ke say I don't know masa a case however Okom and as Okum confirmed under cross-examination that there was no written agreement, deeds of assignment, or ministerial approval validating the arrangement. Now, what you say, Kese Kata Sembia and Mase Chama Wontumi and sa Okum no yen Kata Sembi and Okum say wanyan Kata be free or swap for your mining sasso and a good young Sembia. Can Chama Wontumi say me chairman me partner wa bemu President Kufuor de semi botom tini dia me pe bia metmanti ye o say Joseph Ayokono, senior manager of the legal affairs at the Mineral Commission, testified that a search of the commission records revealed no application or ministerial approval indicating that Akunta Mining had assigned or transferred the concession to Okum. Na ke say say owura ba akon so ye adwuma e wo asweye ho a ye frɛ no Joseph Oriko enso ba da to just say oye senior manager for legal affairs at the Mineral Commission. Enso de ba be to just say o say bibia no a che say oswafo no e de nkatasem bi e de Akunta Mines ana say Chama Wontumi Akunta Mines no oboma no kwan say on kontinsim no onye de oye no was it after prosecution after prosecution closed its case, the court dismisses a submission of no case filed by Wontumi lawyer, ruling that the prosecution had established a prima facie case requiring the accused to open his defense. Na case omudi asem we the background omudi asem nya wie no and a Chama Wontumi lawyer and the appeal could be file application of prosecution of no case. Say say omunko bo case ni na ngu say aban no anase oman any case bi atia Chama Wontumi ana court say oboa and sensem ato na che say wo case and two pa wo so no bra na be bio defense ana Chama Wontumi and lawyer eko bio mu defense ana dia ba wie ba no na Austin mame abronye case ni bi na yemfa ntwa ho ba na busuafo e se wa join a life I say solid TV atnasia ene on the 20th of July ene na Chama Wontumi ensensem no ba so na ene na judgment ne ba ene mienu tafra hwe ase wa mbutu a obeda ya de omni nyan say for now na judge no wa bo sa attach application ato atwe no judgment and eba me say tafra ahwe ase wa mutu obeda ya ana de yehu e wo case we munya no say sa case we se no enye fine bi akata obi a ya body ka say imprisonment and the Chama Wontumi imprisonment either say court be ka say odibem na odi any tima ko didim we court intimi ka say odi for na ko trace we no we imprisonment imprisonment and Chama Wontumi yere Chama Wontumi nsorma MP before mo nsori kama na Chama Wontumi etiatia mo fra mo se sia no hia mo because asem na da no enya case aketwa enya sabi baira abrewajo entie kwati abro nye de emra ne ento aso
sani baya okwa no akwa DC bi no aka kire DC no de nkrofo akogum no wato forest ni din presidency forest no omugum no omudum enti okwasa wiofo a ya wa forest ya to ni din presidency forest no de mampanyini dino akufuado president akufuado I know anani abrese obi di na konwa na nipa bone bra akufuado abra nyina no one take into consideration nipa bone nipa criminal wakotwa forest e wo sahwiyo so say we a president forest and na da no mugum and na mayi niama o mayi niama pa ya to ne dini na na do dan kwa akofo ado ba ma wakoye sa niama boni we president forest egusu kwaso abugina po me kire ho president forest hwehwe akira kwan munyi o manim na mo hu and na me fo bia nsie ma kwa ya adwuma no ma ya adwuma no dia ba yesi mi di agro ye ni agro kroma Some say ye bagaram say sada mo be botuo. Elusu vote no me come obi atibi na mo hu nipa sro nipa na ja saman. Da sani ba ya okwa no akwa hu DC bi no aka kire DC no de nkrofo akogum no wato forest ni din president forest no omugum no omudum enti okwasa hweyofo a ye wo forest ya to ni din presidency forest no de mampanyini din o akufuado president akufuado I know anani abrese obi di na konwa na nipa bone bra akufuado abra nyina no one take into consideration nipa bone nipa criminal wakotwa forest e was ahwiyo say we a president forest and na da no omugum and na mayi niama o mayi niama
our comments our comment section now face no what stay interactive now so expectation abacha ma Wontumi case aba no also odi aba betuja na ya transia ene eye Monday on the 20th of July 2026 and na the Accra High Court wodi chama Wontumi ene akonta man so sense no what set say wode judgment eba na ye ma brief history about chama Wontumi en na konta man sense no ma mfa encha so nko e ma hwefo en atiefo a mo hwe minya ma ncha mia me bra peni me bibia Alhassan okuja abo mi so of Alhassan ajoin e life for ohwe na me ncha do for me ncha papa ya me ncha Mr. Jumo me ncha Jonathan me ncha me nua ba Hana me ncha sister Fear of Canada King Jesse TV phobia member a live coverage ye monitor chama Wontumi judgment no from the Accra High Court say enema AC aircom now some of the comments in egua bebre obi say the organic general manager okay and we say all you are saying is true okay and I will say good morning boss my job so and I will say attaching absent from the court and I will say that's always royal I was saying you can lose a court case you and I will say as a hey, attaching has run away. Attaching only what peba be afa na yehunu court wo. Get say attaching on one say case ya ano den no one ogina no. But you say we dey bonfanche bi make you say akwa mosini bi na ono wote wono sabi. Wo bia ukum wo wa no wage no wawe nanka wawe dey. Ana akwa nso sabi. Wo san twa bi kakra. Ana obi kokum ni pramre no so wo ba we say o pramre ya hwe yi o what's up man we wo kra me wo be na misro ana oje ye se wo no wo no wana so wabu ntin wa ntima yi ni yemu ade no an yi ni poison so ne toxic aspect na mfimu ana ono aye no wo hwe ye ento wo hwe ye na fa na ade na abro na ewo mu na afro no afa akwa no ana wa twini mu eya no wa twini wo se mayo wo we de wa hwe ya mawu as attach ya dikeza ya case ni megu ase wo gane kwa to Europe na me kan some of comments mesaba ni asa awura case mi ye gusu so ya so e wo court wo e talk for my judgment talk for my ya de ebema mo anasa de ebesi bia but me ka cha wo say sa judgment we ya ebeba no abusuafo yi enya ade e beka se ya fan cha ma Wontumi say won fa de tri enko didi no enye judgment eka chama Wontumi fa utiri ko didi mu to escape eye imprisonment anase wudi bem ho sonko na so obedi bem so a na ka tama on a lawyer e file submission of no case no na ka ho na nka wose judge kasampa o man ni case etie chama Wontumi na ka ho na o ma discontinue case no by how so o man timi kan say they must establish a prima facie case against Chama Wontumi. The state to establish it. No, because Chama Wontumi say, "Oh, open the defense, man, also open the defense." Emma, mo ye written statement. Ye, Emma the lawyer buyer and the appeal could be tia mu can say, "Ah, assemble that no. Aye nim guase, any animonyam no." Na, but ya here I say the motions and a person do be called to me. And one of them say, "Ah, and here say be na wo we the Chama Wontumi why the about." Na ada me kwa me yemu hye me Emma Chama Wontumi. Aya da me tese lawyer and the appeal could be cast there be. On assemble to us two things. Ebia lawyer and the appeal could be empese a high profile case like this no. Ebe call into record say wono enam nensa so okoye lawyer Emma Chama Wontumi kodamu and lawyer for case o man na didi eche case eba akora ko ye fu kwampo no ani di eche no. So your lawyer na so atagu sa asem we se ho a na udi for panhwe na asel record a man for M4 cases emro and atama attachment so be so mu I tell so appoint attachment ma so pe say wono so no court no man court documents the registry man court documents adon bia delay tax bi no mo ebo because ade a o ma wie or file written addresses and too bad you have to take over from or predecessor no or be brief or be walk you through and or call court registry no say court registry e no documents ni nyina no na study na ehun be hia say or be sa call new witness amu to da bi delay tax bi no mpese de omobo no ho na ada me gi assembly di ye say e delay tax no aya me te say attach about because say court no and fair judgment na was set in 20th July 2026 no now no court Supreme Court for some interpretation of the Mining and Mineral Act in 2020 na that be I don't know I taxes be na case we say no apart from say o man need di echi no the NDC as a political party no also man need di echi pa only reason is say both the NDC and MPP, they are the major two political parties. Omoto omayimu. The debia NDC for some omoto can say. Mo MP for mo ya kronfo. Na MP for that can say NDC for mo ya kronfo. Mo ya mambanfo. Na eya na MP for that can show mo say hey. Mo say ye nipa boni for ya kronfo. Mo timi jail a high profile person in the MPP that. Sir, on corruption, on wire boni that. But over in the history of NDC MP before much prominent people atum Victor Solomon Agudakwimu name them Chachuchi Katakwa saw them your command so ed ne kwahye mu your man pardon mo kase da bi ne pardon no pe na obeko court ema court acclaim say ade na nya bone na Chachuchi Kata o de Chachuchi Kata kwa kwahye wo de Victor Solomon akwa kwahye wo de Dan Agudakwi akwa kwahye high profile and this for no but over on the side of MPP why and a buying NDC etim natum enti omotimi yire Chama Wontumi ne ntohwe mu se no omwo basis e ho na NDC for catch omon paying for the massa see is politics to nchen ade a omon bragging right de bia no MP before was omon de NDC for their tum no say Chama Wontumi say mra na bono so mo tum ne esenya bragging right. Now, Chama Wontumi is not an ordinary person. He is the biggest opposition party. Almost so hold regional chairman. Now, Chama Wontumi so ono. Also, ne why he want the party ni mu. Hey, a man for omodo na team form say Chama Wontumi ko dam no. O me MP for me bebre. Can say of like as I can say. Was rena no amuna ni tirim meboa. Yes, a man for bebre. Asro mano amuro mutirim amu Chama Wontumi la Chama obedi odu say ochia cobra wa for partners oyem wajapade ana oran party ni basa na da bia me kan say Chama Wontumi amane a wanyen ye mblemu president Kufuado hwe so maame na ota treni yade bi wo say wonim daache nipa nim ada ewuo beba nipa nim ada ahoche beba enti akola e wo se wo training ni se obetimi accommodate obetimi adjust ne ho at every time enti akola also che ne kasa also che na dibuo na wo kasa eye me na da wo ni ho no okotra onua ha wonse ne ho president Akufo-Addo na ma chama Wontumi saa de we nyina ato no o ma chama Wontumi yusu ni di bone ena president say ena woni me be president Akufo-Addo darling boy me busa president Akufo-Addo say what appointed Obi as lands and natural resource minister nipa say akunta mines ye galamsey akunta mines ye galamsey a hona na ko se ho te chama Wontumi before the minister dia na ekoso minister kan ko che me chama Wontumi kan ko che me forest reserve se timi me koye small e ka say mining wo mu a then some abuginapo woni mineral commission monya proper document enfama chama Wontumi na forest no wonye chama Wontumi baabi a wase no just will claim it na say be from into order na if we say Dr. Baumia breaki 8 na opo man ni here na chama Wontumi eye bone ko so ni tum enti from into order yenye say ni ente ensa fru but President Akufo-Addo was seen then fighting with Samuel Bujinapo say Akunta Mines is not engaged in any illegal mining. Say ne ebaba establish say Chama Wontumi indeed engaged in illegal mining. Ena ma ene okwa so kodam a na President Akufo-Addo wa mebu o mani. Let us be honest to you. Let us be honest to you. Let us be honest to you. Enda ma ba bia na Chama Wontumi na ma ne wanyanyam na Chama Wontumi aya forest maku mienu ano man de kwadu abon se wase no apart from the Samra boy there and net watching judgment watching atemu no nyame boa tano numini forest anso beba so wonim say the Exim Bank case kwado for plea of bargaining and he said ene se convicted na se court ni convicted ne se bia onko damu a oba free court aba face tano numri forest se court jana tano numri forest de so de ho na de bia meka se ama wuntin se wo yare na se wo anwu asusu daase na wo be se owu odu ho afem se bi na se wotimi jampo the Samra boy case na tano numri forest e da ho twen Exim Bank e da ho twen na we say a test case at the NDC. Not even the state, but the NDC government. A test case, Ghana for any education. Because your person say, "Sa forest no say obi ko bomu tuo, ekumo pro kumu wansane, efa chichide ofom, e de basa o de babo de ira koma, na yetimi jeli nipa kro ne dia. So obi ko bumu nua ese asase, ese mu nsuo. Ama nanse nsuo to ese Chama Wontumi ne access intin ama more than 15 houses esa meje nti state no ye nyina ni di akire na Ghana for no omo ni di akire da bia ka se MPP na NDC omo ya you scratch my back I also scratch your back ya tia ana NDC for ekoje double salary na nado then chairman so bonsu led by chairman so bonsu went and plead on their behalf and another the chair and Chama Wontumi case ya tese janto so na machire se ekoba se omo de chair so dia na ye timamu for o se fa ho adwene because one emra against illegal mining no hey samra we just like the farming case and now say armed robbery say establish amasa a sentence say establish pe we are guilty a sentence one charge you a sentence na say the prison no yansi ama meshaibu yansi ama Austin yansi ama mobrofo yansi ama the low class of group of people in this country you see the Ghana for you now on election day President John Dramani Mahama to one Dr. Boma to one and others to one Mr. to one we are all equal before the law and to say obi kwatisi for it mu bubu nua essence ase essence yo na so obi so akwa okumo pro of sa forest mu dia ni agye nipa kon dia Jayina, you need judgment. Now, Mammy Cocker, some of my message in the Embrana Yansha, baby, Susan Edit Border, who Ede, Ebefa, okay. Hey. The Ababato joining United Sia and said, Chama Wontumi has been found guilty for all the 6 charges. Chama Wontumi found guilty for all the 6 charges. My me producer is on there. I'll ask Okujabo. He said that Chama Wontumi train and sentence. Abuja force be catch him. Solid TV. You tell the life. You actual judgment. No. The Ababato just said all the 6 charges. No. Breaking news about Tojan said. All the 6 charges now. You the boy Chama Wontumi no. Ni nyina no odi hu for. Odi hu for want me and you try you know baby to say and say the Chama Wontumi try ne sentences. And the court convict Wontumi on 6 illegal mining charges over Samra Boy concession. They said the Chama Wontumi try ne yere and no say na Chama Wontumi yere say na o wa to pa bia no anako so obu o enkra bia no anako say de okra na busuafo o wa japade bia o say ka no odoma na busuafo she and sa sentence we enya agro me say attach nim ti wato euro mu no lawyer and the appeal kubi enso enim ti na onso de wa onso wa amano and the woman no say sia the ababetodwa and said lawyer and the appeal could be where on the so ja case nchi ana and the new lawyer so no one so ato Europe na all the 6 count the boy Chama Wontumi no there you say a court na the conviction anti Austin babe project na mashe and me ba abekin cancel the amount Austin share o phone so na ababe to so share phone so na ababe to sia na onfa ento so na Ghana for mu hu de ekọ the breaking news ababe to jani nyane say Chama Wontumi all the 6 charges ye de abo no efa Samra Boy case no ye say odi hu efo odi hu for anti no e say o twen the sentences na the sentences no dey ya ebeba de me ba be twetwom e de amam abusuafo ye damase papa ye trase na ye dwansem no say mo trase solid TV no about Chama Wontumi case no and ye did live update e de bra was say court convict Wontumi on 6 illegal mining charges over Samra Boy cases. Now my main kind kakra I was saying the Accra High Court has convicted Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Anchubo Siako, popular known as Chama Wontumi, on all 6 charges brought against him in connection with illegal activities on the Samra Boy concession in the Western region. Was say Justice Audrey Tay, presiding over the criminal division of the High Court, found Mr. Anchubo Siako guilty of the charges, including unlawful assignment of mineral rights and purposely facilitating unlicensed mining operation contrary to the Minerals the Minerals and Mining Act 2006 Act 703 as amended. Was it the ruling brings to an end the trial involving one of the country's most politically significant illegal mining cases. Also, giving Mr. Anchubo Siako position within the New Patriotic Party his public profile, the court held that the prosecution has established that Mr. Bernard Anchubo Siako, owner and controlling director of Akwanta Mining Company Limited, allow mining activity to take place on the Samra Boy concession without the required approval from the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Justice Tay Audrey found him guilty on counts relating to the assignment of mineral rights without approval and facilitating unlicensed unlicensed mining operation. The court set Mr. Anchibo Siaku permitted Henry Okum and Michael Jedu Aisi to undertake mining activities on the concession without obtaining the prior written approval required under Section 14(1) of the Act 703. It further found that the facilitated mining operation by person who did not hold a license issued by the minister, contrary to the Section 992B of the Minerals and Mining Act. The said charges involved Mr. Andrew Bernard Bosiako, Akunta Mining Company Limited, and Kwame Andrew, who remained at large. Just a Kwame Andrew there. What told you don't cover? She said charges are made by Bono. Also, Branabe projected the 6 charges, and also now Asha4 and a tier 4 and Abuja Mosha Solid TV. Adama papa Mamincha Alhassan Okujabo and Austin Bema. In fact, or more boy you must me producer also on the studio Alhassan Okujabo Mebra Penny Austin so Austin projected 6 charges any the kind any was say assignment of mineral rights without approval against Bernard and Chubo count 1 and we do for one demand and an assignment of mineral rights without approval against Kwame Antwi one also one demand assignment of mineral rights without approval against Akunta Mines Company Limited and also one demand and purposely facilitating an unauthorized mining operations against Bernard Anjubo Siako and Wontumi. Number 4, 5, purposely facilitating an unlicensed mining operations against Kwame Antwi and so Wontumi. On the says what you and purposely facilitating an unlicensed mining operation against Akunta Mines Company Limited and also Wontumi. Chama Wontumi. Was say each count carries a possible sentence up to 25 years imprisonment. The court is yet to pronounce judgment. Mr. Anchubo Siaku had pleaded not guilty and charges when he was arraigned on October 7, 2025 and maintained his innocence throughout the trial. The case followed a special police anti-illegal mine operation. We said a bag and kid. Abu Safoy, I have say a solid TV. Trust us, rely on us. Messi from KK to Kankan. Mamin charge for net here for. Messi for comment section and no comment section. I the papa. And command yes, ye did a chairman and to boy MPP Ashanti regional chairman. And ne judgment in eba. Kwadu maku ensia de abon Wontumi tete baako. Ama court no ese wodi hu for. He has been found guilty of all the 6 counts. They share the chama Wontumi twen na temwo. So obekọ hell and obekọ heaven. E say chama Wontumi temwo ne eba. So obekọ bonsanjem ana so obekọ Nyankopon etena bia no isi ana eba nti stay here na all the 6 counts no sa baako bia no 25 years. And you know, what also multiply 25 by 6. Now, your ABI bet me cast 17 concurrently. Near cast your multiply in the amount there. Then Chama Wontumi bano. 150 years. Kai! And then Chama Wontumi bana. Ya kwada da. Yeah, me on. I am man for the Shaibu. I didn't Chama Wontumi man near a yode. Yani honorable Ken Echo internal contest. And some huna Chama Wontumi tell radio so can say. Kikacha honorable Ken. And a match Ken the Japan too. Chama Wontumi. Ni pass over Ken the Japan too and neck Ken the Japan and Namon. Continue to me here. Make you go arrest him. And then Chama Wontumi want me so between now and the judgment what mean so. Or better start posting about nature. Obeka Shaibu Adana. Oyanku watching no any aje. Me say ye ko internal election 2023. Chama Wontumi enema oye kire. Ana mechi motum, ana make the Japan say, ana ke the Japan the party for them and so benya adwen satra na say watch what fi ne bone ho a ene ka osa wunya adwen sakra na nka wo twu na osin o wo tape na lawyer and the appeal ku bi ka say judgment na ba no eye nisuo ene oseria no ho na na mu za chama Wontumi onya ne ti enidi mu na ye edaso ya monitor court wo de ebesi bia no abusuafo asei eye solid tv ya da mase papa eye munti ane ho na osi before be boy no ho mama brother chama Wontumi ana o de mama no ewia no ko mama chama Wontumi tama na o hye mpaase su no awusu be mpaso be kan se me fa mp before ho ye eno so be de bra mo
nti bia na eye mimi fom so nti na se brother nti mimi yi mu afim it is under no circumstance me see evidence that da ho no enema mienu na possible outcomes anim guase any glory enti do obi obey decision was case here that way any evidence here ho ada say nim beguase ana so obey glorified
cause say court no say enya de say obeje wo application to the next step here
my next step is say may officially withdraw from the case. I'll file notice of withdrawal na may me who case na say Ghana na de say a tumika near co pass judgment on somebody ye court no say procedure no e by say inform court no say ye ho free it is unknown to criminal jurisprudence. I agree. Now so Lord there be I grow now in the case of Republic versus Dufo, before that case no case management a criminal trial, but in the case of Dufo the court ruled say SSA case management, and since then no case management including even in this case. Now case management any criminal procedure but senior court who say a bema fair trial ya import case management from civil jurisdiction into criminal jurisdiction. So can say notice of withdrawal of legal services. In fact, recent times Mrs. Gertrude Tokonu versus Attorney General lawyer letter court was say on to me representing the client in review. Court to say improper and incompetent. Say obecho letter keke. Na say say ofa ekwanya obe inform court no ekwampa so by way of motion. Enti say court no Supreme Court I can say Supreme Court so one can say in civil trial or say who back court by way withdrawal there say oba properly by way of a motion. Taking advice from Supreme Court ruling in that matter no. If you listen a papa see a back court near the motion and be inform court no obia to say and the appeal could be represented Wontumi bill was a case you send your beya and could say oh for a chile boko and withdraw and I say the TSO the appeal could be represented Wontumi to the end and inti any Supreme Court again again one AGB in the case of Dufo and the case management and it is a court no grow there. Now, possible see a adopt to proceedings in civil trial in a criminal matter. Now, as a court no so. It be na me from so tina se it is under no circumstance. Me see evidence that the hono and mienu possible outcomes and him guase any glory. And to be obey decision was a case here that way. Any evidence here who other say him beguase and also obey glorified.
Because the court no say enya de say obeje wo application to the next step here
my next step is may officially withdraw from the case. I'll file notice of withdrawal na may me who case na say Ghana na de say a tumika near co pass judgment on somebody ye court no say procedure no e by say inform court no say ye who it is unknown to criminal jurisprudence. I agree. Now so Lord there be I grow now in the case of Republic versus Dufo, before that case no case management a criminal trial, but in the case of Dufo the court ruled say SSA case management, and since then no case management including even in this case. Now case management any criminal procedure but senior court who say a bema fair trial ya import case management from civil jurisdiction into criminal jurisdiction. So can say notice of withdrawal of legal services. In fact, recent times, Mrs. Gertrude Tokonu versus Attorney General, lawyer Charles court was say, on to me representing the client review.
Adam me andi apia kubi ebe ka asase mu se no chama Wontumi andi apia kubi emo antima defend ni. But case bi o let be honest with yourself. Oh, you're a lawyer, you cannot defend certain case. And all the 6 counts, I think, boy, Chama Wontumi. Lawyer and anti-man Timu Baku Kramach and prove Chama Wontumi innocent. And Adia Baku swa MPP, so yeah, man, boy, Chama Wontumi, American. Now, for news coming in HSN, there's heavy security presence at the High Court, made up of the prison officers. News coming in indicated said there's heavy security present at the High Court in Accra. Baby edi Chama Wontumi asem na above the police and the prison officers. Na ke se wie ya na ke se hand over ma prison for na ke se akwa serve ne center. Na the omni ya na say once o ma convict Chama Wontumi no prison term. Sa the medical council say enye fine. Until sofu bi a mo dada Chama Wontumi ayebekum odwama yebekum aponchama yebetumi akwanchama omunyina mo disappoint Chama Wontumi o ma disappoint Chama Wontumi na da bia ma asa make kan so ho ye wasami wo ho a amane bu a wonya eye wo na open okwakotom Chama Wontumi overspoke, he overreacted, and somebody bu Chama Wontumi try we so kan ye no sebi ebi kwa fa asante no Chama ho and eba ye na se bia ka asante ne Chama na enkodwa to amawa enam se o part wa bamuti okwo kasa ko nyamane o manhia obi ababe former president and then another danko akufo adotowe wo former president Dr. Baumia to a former vice president o person san ba mu ne yanya NDC regional chairman o betra radio so ebe ki cancel hunu se e bia asemka e bia na pona Dr. Baumia ko yini no sabi wone ne ye niema bi ebia Dr. Baumia akoyi na po because na po kura evil mind. Dr. Baumia ne yire se okọ adwuma ba oba ye no na sabi Dr. Baumia and made that these were and sama Chama Wontumi refer to President John Dramani Mahama and this Chama so etra radio so kan say for Dr. Baumia wa wani beje but then time no the MPP National Council NEC, they sat aloof. Some of the Chama Wontumi utterances, nenye. Cause some friend a caution say Chama Wontumi. Apart from say, who the party name ever from enye ma as a politician. Yeah, say Chama Wontumi. There are people almost say one or he should go and carry his own cross. Now on him ba can say, yeah, true obi na baba ye free one ya. And tell me because of Chama Wontumi amane when you ayo no because sabi Ghana ha nipa woti sika kokko so aye kura bi afresa ne kodko na ase to obi o wona tisika kokko so sika bonensa bonen nine bonen ba bia sabi wono ko abro an fasika go da mata TV so na wo chairman aba betra ho na da bia mechanic se ho he sa woni nkwasiafo ye adwuma se ya na beto Wontumi presenters no don't want any nyansa especially on Hineba one ma Wontumi nyansa amanewi I don't think say cancel media platform ebe ma kwama on even honorable Kenna ono aye businessman no eba be TV so yi sika say me ye sika ninti but on Hineba tena TV so e ma Wontumi e the gold efrifie e the betra TV so and e ka say Wontumi wo sika enya physical cash yo aye way and the money yesika solid gold aye solid gold solid gold mama yi ba ho nkyira mo mama yi mienu nkyira mo and wo yes ah it is hard way we one for ni die kra ama mantem na ofiri mu no because mantem na ofiri mu nipa ba akopɛ na osika hokɔ wono and osika hokɔ aye krobia asane korokɔ hene wono ko na osika hokɔ ba wo dua bi hu mire ba ba kyerɛ sɛ ne wo osika hokɔ wo sika hokɔ na mese Wontumi ahwe ase ayo heneba wa mwa untimi ba bia because me say me a presenter una be a platform and ube you gold me ma you gold no that I will never and never allow such things to happen enti ama untimi ube ye na abusuafo news coming in let's say there's heavy security present our high court wa omudi chama untimi asem no amanebo ababetoja emprempe amane a etoja say a prison officers for say say da omotwa court ho ahia say chama untimi say waya aban dia say chama untimi anya ya aban dia news a embassy say there's heavy security presence our high court wa ye di asem no na a prison officers no ana adoso say chama untimi wanya ya aban dia. Okay. Hey. Court hands over MPP chairman 20 years jail term. Impose 10,000 penalty unit fine. Say the amani ababe told you say chairman Wontumi ya jail 20 years. Ya jail 20 years. Or what? News wa ababe told you say MPP chairman no chairman Wontumi ya jail 20 years. See landmark case ya ni ya share ni mu no ababe toja see chama Wontumi has been jailed 20 years and mama you jomo osen blah na yem projected was say court hands MPP Wontumi 20-year jail term impose 10,000 penalty unit fine was say the Accra High Court has sentenced Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party Bernard Anchi Bosiaku, popular known as Chama Wontumi, to 20 years in prison over alleged mining activities on the Samna Boy concession in Western Region. Justice Audrey Tay, who presided over the criminal division of the High Court, delivers the sentence shortly after 11:40 a.m. on Monday, July 20th, 2026, bringing to an end one of Ghana's most closely watched illegal mining prosecution. Anti wa we say forest mu bia wo ye illegal mining no dwane free mu na Chama Wontumi sentence na there about 20 years osin brabe projected na atie for ehu isia amane ababe to dwane say Chama Wontumi ya sentence 20 years ya sentence 20 years in prison anti isia no pempe was ni pay de ababe to dwane say Chama Wontumi 20 years ana isia no ye de amano isia ne okwa akoda enti abusuafo the omni na say isia Chama Wontumi court a sentence no 20 years in prison. Chama Wontumi court amano 20 years in prison. Say yetna eka chamo say amane na Chama Wontumi anya no say the lawyer Andy Apiaku be kan say asemwe eye animguase ene sabi say obi ebedi bim no say amane aba beto dwan say Chama Wontumi ya sentence no 20 years in prisoner. Say ne amane aba beto dwan o say so benya videos from court now they are to so e dey ama ahwefo ene atiefo ahu de ekoso a amane aba beto dwan say Chama Wontumi court a sentence 20 years in prison. Say the Chama Wontumi nyame ncha de onya ye aban edia na mo be ka say Chama Wontumi kan say won be chicken the Japan atumu. Chama Wontumi can say obi say that is great news. The rest will learn from this. And I will say thank God. And Isha say I am dancing. And I Rita Andrew say please let us wait and see what will happen to him. And I also say anyone who stood against Khan will definitely face it in life. I'm saying the Japan nyame and I try the papa or can say about chicken the Japan too. Una ne ukwa ko damu. Na FM station o men start and chamfa. And Peter we said we thank God. And we say I'm happy today. And we say Ghana is working. Ghana is working. Sabi the law is the law. President Kufuor said he is not responsible for jailing people. It is the law that is responsible. And we say attaching absent from the court. And we say we are tired of Wontumi case. The court should cancel the case or remind him until his lawyer return back. Oh, as a lawyer, and that's no, ɛna ɛda so no ɛna ɛda so no sesia no chama Wontumi ana yɛde ne kɔ no yɛde abankaba agu chama Wontumi nsa ana yɛde ne ɛkɔ sesia they got say the spokesperson for the campaign paragraph ana nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ ayɛ ne so ma no esia chama Wontumi campaign mo ana mo manage campaign ni nyinaa no sesia no mo a yɛde campaign hyɛhyɛ mo nsa ɛwɔ regions ni nyinaa no mo bɛkɔ so up a new candidate na so I told you say chama Wontumi will not live up to September no chama Wontumi hooliganism no practice ɛwɔ Ashanti region mampe ɛyɛ president Kufuor ana ama ne we ato chama Wontumi ɛyɛ president Kufuor blame president Kufuor because sa obey president you are supposed to protect all the natural resources so who protect all the natural resources and make sure say regional chairman bowura mu ekotu saade we chama Wontumi mun blame na president Kufuor chama Wontumi yin na busia for blame president Kufuor because tama ye citing say wo ye illegal mining no enanka mo che no even punishing no then sentencing no pardon before we leave office ya ka sama ne we emma but 20 years you were 2026 you 20 see MP for chama Wontumi empire boni nyina ne say bia MP bi ba win elections na omatimi aba pardon no plus 20 years say chama Wontumi se pardon bia ma na obepie dia 2046 ana chama Wontumi obetwa ya o re tete di bi kwa fuma bia to bia every afibia no say aban ne fa bi bia roughly obetuma atwa be se bia 18 years and the abusiafo news coming in HSA Bernard Anchibo Siako chama Wontumi MPP Ashanti regional chairman say see an court amani 20 years he say MPP in Ashanti region omni chairman just be a champion ebe ate just a champion ebe ate now one of the hooligans here there be a Kenya Japan come masem at the national office neck meeting no chama Wontumi oko mo monitor Austin monitor chama Wontumi FM stations no ne ma yesia no ede na omo ye so omo bo nwum kro anase omo ye de ye pese ye se chama Wontumi FM station no esia ede na omo ye ebi omo bo nwum kro anase omo ye de wo the videos no bi ato so right that abusia form scene amu hu no eye court wo na omo guard chama Wontumi to ensawam to ensawam abusia for news eba HSA sia chama Wontumi the aba now so you if you just join that and then a chama Wontumi ne sentence no dey aba na the omni na say lawyer attachia edika yes ka court and defer judgment no na onko Supreme Court for interpretation of the Mining and Mineral Act bi ama court edika tena se ete sasem no eto twene so omato atwene omo twa judgment no na so omo proceed case no and in the next 30 minutes no and a court stand by SM all the 6 counter at the board chama Wontumi and no one man timu ba kokora court no find the guilty so we do for chama Wontumi plead innocent but one timi the lawyers na antiman defend no and the court no found the guilty to the no what channel in the center and the court no found the guilty ni pe hona ana almost send a signal say police come around and they came around and almost send the signals and someone prison officers come and they also came around and now almost change judgment room and to the judge at the pen and mo and we see tracing and watch and now watch so not or share the act a man and mineral asana and now watch and we are punishment today me to we free me balancing the say oh we are no paganity and was say this is the court judgment. And the court judgment says he has been convicted 20 years imprisonment. Unconquer them. Next time, the party internal contest here, you will be fair. Next time, sa unya tumia. Umma tumini emro, so ma tumini shao. Udi tumi ebeya. Let me be honest. Wa shame e mo boom for me. But there be me kan say home. Sa wo ba na wantia ba oba ne ya de e na de amafa eja de amafa wo de krono begu anim asa abontene President Akufo-Addo and a man Akufo-Addo anyam Wontumi anyam anewi because he overpowered Wontumi. Omukọ National Council meeting. Now Wontumi to be President Akufo-Addo he's the governor region here dia. President Akufo-Addo ntimi ba anya no. Me kai say regional executive Francois Ralph Zenab Achampong deputy secretary nipa ya to abamo as MPP regional executive. Chama Wontumi so ntimi no munya adwuma. And he was working with Andy. He was working with Andy. Ana odi say party no. Fremo party mo buy hey on the good Francois money masse. He became so powerful. It got to a point that Kakuto Kokada Santa Marco and India. And Nanado, I guess I do ya. Also, oh, mammy tape Nanado can't say, it's the video uno. Child, as I said, yeah, Natad or Belro, Meboa, or Belrota, dear, no, Nancy. What's that? Ashe, any prison for Nase. Na, what's your Mukasa, as your Monantia, as your Madidi. Abusia for more, would just move by like no, our form. A news, a whole Nana said. Chama Wontumi has been sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. And judge, you know, Yamona Baso, Yambo Mana Baso. In fact, Oma actually said the law is the law. Omo actually said the law is the law. And I say, court hands MPP's Wontumi 20-year jail term, imposes 10,000 penalty unit fine. At the penalty unit fine, yes, say your penalty unit fine, say, let's go. You're converting to punishment, into sentence. And to say, and I didn't sit here, I say, the Accra High Court has sentenced Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, MPP, Bernard Antwi Bo Siakon, popular known as Chama Wontumi, to 20 years imprisonment over alleged mining activities on the Samra Boy concession in the Ashanti region. Was say, Justice Audrey, who presided over the criminal division of the High Court, delivered the sentence shortly after 11:40 a.m. After 11:40 a.m. now no deliver. On Monday, to an end of Ghana most closely watched illegal mining prosecution. The entire Ghana most closely watching say, Chama Wontumi enya obia. Woye MPP Ashanti Regional Chairman. Wonya Northern Region, wonya Central Region, wonya Western Region. Yeka MPP Ashanti man. Ene MPP na omo 87 Ashanti man produce bebre. MPP ha no munya omo numbers no. Aha no munya omo numbers no. Enti no se yetima de we e de akwa otuma. Enya disuade emfama MP NDC Ashanti Regional Chairman. Na enya disuade emfama obi bia wote woye illegal mining. Hwe se Chama Wontumi of all person. Yetima sentence na se wo to na se wo se galamse na be ya revise who knows. Wo a wo kunu eye galamse. Wo a wo yere eye galamse. Tunufo se yetima sentence Chama Wontumi a masa wo Chama Wontumi kwa no 20 years no na wo ne party aye the biggest opposition party. Ne party aye the biggest opposition party. Se yetima de na kwa akoshema from the party stronghold. Yetima de na kwa akoshema. How much wo CPP ni PS ni ordinary Ghanaian. Enti mo amo ye mind se mo ni radio ye ka akire mo amane abeto dwa se Chama Wontumi yes won kwasa 20 years. Entemu amote nsuo nso to na political ba mu dwane na mo fo ba na mu dwane no yeso mu a okura de wa ye na ahun ewi aso de be kan enne Chama Wontumi court na wa hye atade yellow ache na design blue bi on na bo ana spectacular ache what the Land Cruiser 70th anniversary model ni bi na de bae ba ne car no obi na be driver kofi ena aduana a wompe no obedie tamo abra a wompe no obeda ye be hye no so ye be restricting movement enti so to na so wo ye illegal mining mo say nsuo ye tum fo mutum ntia that is the only way ye betima end ade no me me bo aban na ba so me bo oman not even aban no me bo oman na ba President Kufuor say the law is the law. Now he is not responsible for jailing anybody. So I don't want anybody to blame President John Dramani Mahama. The law is the law. And yet President John Dramani Mahama and a jail chama Wontumi. And ye oman mra na aya be the sa mra we MPP aban sa tabe nyina ya ban Ghana aban and a year in 2020. Now also obonita Wontumi TV no mo dey. Omo sports, omo sports. Na boss omo sports. Omo kan is omo sports. Okay, e kire omo yo omo nyum kro. Me say chama Wontumi amane we ohene ba mu nyina kan. Sa gold not be in TV so. Mame Nana do say chama Wontumi is not engaged in the illegal mining no. He said that abusiafo me nyan sorry me ba. Ye ba fa reactions, ye be bio phone lines. No bia fracture na adwene. Enti mon prepare us ye so na the live.
And all of you, that Akonta mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak. Further, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has, through the agency of the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the military, made the effort to cordon off all 294 sites of forest reserves in the country and rid them of illegal mining as we speak. We will continue to work to ensure that this situation remains permanent. This government is determined to win the fight against galamsey, no matter the cost. Let me respond briefly to the chairperson on the issue of illegal mining. I want to assure him and all of you that Akonta mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak. Further, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has, through the agency of the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the military, made the effort to cordon off all 294 sites of forest reserves in the country and rid them of illegal mining as we speak. We will continue to work to ensure that this situation remains permanent. This government is determined to win the fight against galamsey, no matter the cost. Let me respond briefly to the chairperson on the issue of illegal mining. I want to assure him and all of you that Akonta mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak. Further, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has, through the agency of the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the military, made the effort to cordon off all 294 sites of forest reserves in the country and rid them of illegal mining as we speak. We will continue to work to ensure that this situation remains permanent. This government is determined to win the fight against galamsey, no matter the cost. Let me respond briefly to the chairperson on the issue of illegal mining. I want to assure him and all of you that Akonta mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak. Further, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has, through the agency of the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the military, made the effort to cordon off all 294 sites of forest reserves in the country and rid them of illegal mining as we speak. We will continue to work to ensure that this situation remains permanent. This government is determined to win the fight against galamsey, no matter the cost. Let me respond briefly to the chairperson on the issue of illegal mining. I want to assure him and all of you that Akonta mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak. Further, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has, through the agency of the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the military, made the effort to cordon off all 294 sites of forest reserves in the country and rid them of illegal mining as we speak. We will continue to work to ensure that
say solid TV there osna dauma videos and some of the cabinet who video about you to where Nanado ye busa sia President John Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo say na o say Wontumi and Nakonta mines no they were not engaged in illegal mining and the court a convicted Chama Wontumi say na oye illegal mining our forest war so Nanado ube so akoframu so I say ube protect o man emu nipa na o man mu ajapade no wa ni no kura from bia mo man no na reactions I mean from the Samna Boy area I say enche for mani age papa eho and the activity of Chama Wontumi Emma adan beburu 15,000 eyiraye na ewiase ye koya na se buy and then me na ma see the biggest palace me na ma to the most expensive car me na ma say and I wo boa o mother oh nipa wiye e wo se ye di sua ade MPP as a political party na me be honest with you Chama Wontumi sa ne convict ya wanyan ono o kan bi ono a wo kan bi reason ni say ka wo ye party ni ye Emma party ni ya kono ma party ni babam enka bia ka you go scot free with this eye na ka MPP ewo more MPs in parliament eye na bia 169 e bia mo so mo ka mo ben some of bills bu o ha o mahia mo anaka ye hang parliament ya enka the minority in parliament ebetimi aka cha ban say yes ye ba be trade with Wontumi sentence no ye ba be trade with Wontumi punishment no because some of the bills go out it may not go through some will loan facility but they don't need you say see ano MPP as a political party I want to speak to the minority in parliament mo I was say pamu in free parliament o say na mu ni basis say mo kwatena for mo ye free Wontumi MPP led by Afenyo Markin Mama Pat you guys should bow down in shame magum hu mase mo ye MPs are more parliament you are supposed to protect or manager party na obi adibone by virtue say wo ye MPP ni mo boycott parliament e kwatena for mo manim gu ase and na Chama Wontumi agumanim ase wo say me ye bone na mo be fo me bone ne so MPP minority in parliament Afenyo Markin mo sorry ya so your sign enya adefun bia na so mo support ba bia Ghana for ya dun ya dia bio se party ni eye bone na wo yi ni ma ye hu se wo ye honest ya la go no aboken ken na japo na ko ye MP ko support sa bi nsemu we but enam se wo ye MPP ni wo ye MPP ni enti wa ye bone ati o man no ya che no makwa akwatata form say munya no ana onya hwe ene o man no ema ne kwan wone ne lawyers one ne witnesses ababe dia sam ya cross examine the witnesses or minor fraud dance for Emma Chama Wontumi gina on the lawyer and the appeal first council agina ho ehun say asan ba bi akono ne guy ne kwa kudam ano ka say eyanimguase adwane afrade no ho anti MPP as a political party me only advice and say some person Ghana for enya gidio mu a momma sa tag na perceive tag na e tell mo so say mo ya krom for mo support bone no mom papa sa de no obi ya bone and let the person carry the own cross and na NDC for so na bragging right some sentence dan abudakuya Victor Solomon Chachumu and a high profile person in the New Patriotic Party and Chama Wontumi has also been sentenced. Now, sad ewiase etie. Sa and ewiase etie. Austin, o de mame na ayisu kwa akasa. Usubempa akasa. We ntie de kakra bi about MPP. Me peda me ko dia nkomo bi ba. Eba.
MPP for Twaba. Antima giwe okotuna ba. Na osofo ya Twaba sa. Musin for na ekotwa no. MPP. Osofo di aba no mukoto. Constituency. Pinimin chen sofo. Nchene na omoto aba no. E wo hefa. Last week. MPP for na ekotwa ba. Na NDC beto mu de da be. Later in the year. In the MPP for Twaba, I choose one constituency executives. So many on behalf parties or constituencies for the somebody be in the election 2028 and woman far battle on to baby now. Akonya be no betena so ana oma ayo makonya omho ya mesre mashada na mayedi ade omudi ye me no ade a meye MPP for o de esi anyina tegana ha ombe kwa muni mi on me ka mu fi se media agro mo de mu nshada nim me papa osofo em said abre osofo said abre Ghana for no bebre take me serious ana eti me cast my up omu take me serious osofo said no omu family say a joke no mama nkrofo be didi matam hey omu chimi yanko omu ko me pani akume ewrade ombe kwa opa mu date nto Senko mu kokumi na me se osuru shekeji mu no mu ka sa agro na medi o da sie nyina tegana ha osofo sa MPP for no
news no mun san ka say Chama Wontumi all the 6 count no ya convicted and ya sentenced to 20 years in prison me kwa ahoma no so na me lawyer Evans Osebunsu, a member of the New Patriotic Party communication member in the region. Now Osanso a lawyer idea. How a lawyer for almost who case, you know, and as the New Patriotic Party news is almost receiving the same. Lawyer Kwaba.
Yo, Major Sona, which I would chief for no, I have for you now.
Na Mpomoko.
Oh, Yamiadum, ya 10 quite muddy. Yes, that be more body.
Good. Otie judgment na bana you say Chama Wontumi all the 6 count na yede ebo no. I'm saying the lawyer antimi amwana amananti timu bi I'm saying he was found guilty and he hand over 20 years the man sentence. Is it harsh?
Okay, Miss Ancha what here for so we should mafina news naba.
Yeah.
Na count no they married the amehuni say enye all 6 count no.
Okay.
Count no you move 4.
Okay.
and of finding a guilty. Ne move for no illegal mining.
Okay.
Eka ho.
Okay.
Nti illegal mining and so here Act 995 na a be repeal. Act 70 I think 607. Illegal mining 703.
Yeah.
Illegal mining no. The minimum sentence here 15 and the maximum sentence is 25 years.
Okay.
And illegal mining and take 15 to 25 years.
Yeah.
And other count of fining no say our mining without license we other count and so train back count.
Yeah.
And may read the detail now. If you more illegal mining 15 or finding guilty in other 3 counts.
Yeah. And
so we can in our boom currently.
Yeah.
And no more man the maximum sentence of 20 years.
Okay.
And was fine 10,000 cedis account.
Okay.
And both Act 995 neka ese
10,000 penalty units. And then we are converting into
10,000 Ghana cedis as a fine.
Okay. Okay. And as party for
units.
Party for no said I must receive news we. I 10,000 penalty unit.
Okay.
And say no, are converting into a sentence, no.
Yeah.
Now,
fine or some fine, no.
Yeah.
Act 995 na your booth.
Yeah.
A fine of 10,000 Ghana cedis account.
Okay.
A fine.
Fine, no. Fine of 120,000 for illegal mining in some number. And 10,000 penalty units, you know. And you are converted to sentence, Yamano. And you are fine 120,000 Ghana cedi for the illegal mining in some number.
Unless you know, judgment itself in a copy.
Yeah, okay.
Na me reading ye.
Okay.
Na me hu because friend me PF court.
Okay.
The minimum say 20 years.
Yes.
But as to say a fine now or the man on no penalty unit in it unless I avert my mind to the judgment itself before answer.
Okay. Now I party for more receiving news we say.
It's a very bad news, to be honest with you, because it's a very bad news.
At the party for most so bonny so mo condone bonny ana.
No, and yet no na party no so. But the point is also why the lawyer applications be court. Court ne say one. Maybe they say act na ankasa try no or asem one. Yemfa come Supreme Court in Churchill.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court no nyamfa in Churchill mu no yeden. Or they make it say you refer matter to Supreme Court for further interpretation of the law no wentie.
Okay.
And non wentie.
Okay.
And an stay so away ya ni na wentie. E hon na party no edi hon ya wie. Na nyese bia nipa na ye bone ana onye bone no. Nti da se ubenya abotre. Na wa refer na de aye echinyejie no akọ Supreme Court for further interpretation because by virtue of article 21 and 130 no Supreme Court on kwan na kyerɛkyerɛ mbrem.
Yeah.
Nti of the 1992 constitution no nti say echinyejie bi wo mu a wa say eden ye kyerɛkyerɛ mu a wa say oto obo ansa na wa refer akọ.
Na council anya sa ai act we ya amended 2020 no ana nipa bebre edamu wo that same act no. And this idea in Chechemu man say cause ya court lawyer ni bia take upon self dey court and answer kwa mo amudi enti na isi amopa nchirichiremu no
me da say embra no obi ani say di osi ho no the mere fact that lawyer I call ya one challenge mbra no enche say lawyer bi ensun huni
okay
say lawyer bi hunu a na mbra no fi say emra na ya ye no kwasem enchinwa bi wo ho ana say how bi wo ho a all right say okọ for further interpretation lawyer bi ani di ohunu ye
okay
enti say wokofa lawyer bi na lawyer na ehunu na attach ya lawyers ana say MPP lawyers e kwa no mahunu say echinyejie bi wo sa amara no ho a say stay na ye konchirechire mu ne ba
okay
ba say opre ho na de attain to me e ba de a
okay
e ba sa na chese nipa no ne yie die no ne na ani ne yie enti ni nyina no nso no ye be jai ama the lawyers ne be because na tie bia me so homo de appeal betum
okay
normal ye be pending appeal
okay
atwen kopim say appeal no e beba
okay
ansa na homo de omumu aye enso
so mo ya be pending appeal na aseke say
be pending appeal ne kire say ye ko appeal nti ye e ba sa na obere say court no man bail answer. Na yanko appeal the branch the besi na and no ma kwan say court no be man bail in a free prison na or the next.
Okay. Yeah, I've just read information now there or saying the court also imposed a fine of 10,000 penalty units equivalent to 120,000 Ghana cedi with default sentence 3 years in prison.
Yes.
Apart from the 20 years no. I know you're illegal mining no. Because one man to there was some addition now 23 years.
Yes, me da se pa enti ho na me can say sa 10,000 na pese me say 10,000 penalty unit.
Yeah, 10,000 penalty unit.
Penalty unit e do come be 3 years enti no e be 120,000 e so say to account because act na can act 995 na e can both.
Yeah.
E can say custodial sentence or prison. And e san so can a penalty unit fine a both.
Yeah. And the council why are there me now say na for enchichimu aba but menim say afi na aba obepe judgment no go through.
Yes, na go
through. Subsequent
frame na me courtroom.
Mate
me da free high court enti afi na me beto me bo akan judgment ni ne yahunu to judgment ni.
Mate me da say.
That's
abusuafo ase solid TV Ghana yete enkunya so a ye di chama Wontumi judgment enkobote update e ba no ana ye de e ba beto anim o say updates ni e ba kakraka nti just stay with that I say solid TV ni fa updates ma o say chama Wontumi sentenced to 20 years in prison ana ukata o say the High Court in Accra has sentenced the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Anchibucha, popularly known as Chama Wontumi, to 20 years imprisonment over illegal mining activities on the Samana Boy concession in the Western region. Was say Justice Odrite was say who presided over the criminal division of the High Court delivered the sentences shortly after 10:40 a.m. on Monday, 20th, 2026. Bringing to an end one of the most watched closely illegal mining prosecution was it the court also as details was it the court also imposed a fine of 10,000 penalty units equivalent to 120,000 with a default sentence of 3 years imprisonment if he is not paid. Like I said, aside the 20 years na the amount, I also say 320,000 Ghana cedis. I can't get 1.2 billion. The wentiment tria obese twam finshare maako miensa e de aka na 23 years. But sika we de abusuafo na be tria se be ya so e bete. O say the custodial sentence and the default term attached to the fine will be run concurrently. Yes say sika na e de ato no so no 3 years no any 10,000 penalty units na sika no so wantima ntua na e was serve e can say term na 3 years na obe serve concurrently na kete or serve abum and to twa 3 years ya na kete odika otwa ba ko no awie dada na wa to 20 years no tisana sisha was saying Justice had earlier found Mr. Anchibucha guilty on all 6 counts, including assigning mineral rights without approval and purposely facilitating an unlicensed mining operation contrary to the Minerals and Mining Act 2006 at 703 as amended. Was it the 20-year sentence falls within the statute range of between 15 and 25 years prescribed under the law of the offense. And the only answer, you say sentences no, are between 15 to 25. One to me sentence below 15 years, one to man 14 years, and I want to me sentence above 25. One to me sentence 26, and I between the 15 and 25. But judge, you know, amano 20 years. Okay. Lawyer and the appeal could be a casa, you have a and the young quotidian by Bama Church, lawyer and the appeal could have lawyer casa, young quotidian.
se na wote se yesi chama Wontumi nkoda mu mfie aduonu a eye wonwanwa ana wo hu se bibi sei besinti na atwon wo ho no
because in my practice as a lawyer and as a citizen of Ghana, the minister at your man papa. This is your court with your bay. The Kappa or Kumamina said, in my practice as a lawyer and as a citizen of Ghana, the minister at your man papa. This is your court with your bay. The Kappa or Kumamina said, on my way. Now, the judicial system, anything to do, we have to bow our heads in shape. I should say, media, Obiya Bonia, Mrs. Bonino, so. Say, you can also, means to cry. Papa said, what do you mean based on this evidence? I mean, media, state robbery. Papa said, evidence here, we say, a nipa be say, a transfer of interest, legal interest in land without permission. There is no evidence or record say there is any transfer, no conveyance. I'm gonna say you can only transfer interest in land pursuant to an executed document.
Yedru se na wote se yesi chama Wontumi nkoda mu mfie aduonu a eye wonwanwa ana wo hu se bibi sei besinti na atwon wo ho no
because in my practice as a lawyer and as a citizen of Ghana, the minister at your man papa. This is your court with your bay. The Kappa or Kumamina said, on my way. Now, the judicial system, anything to do, we have to bow our heads in shape. I should say, media, Obiya Bonia, Mrs. Bonino, so. Say, you can also, means to cry. Papa said, what do you mean based on this evidence? I mean, media, state robbery. Say, evidence here, we say, a nipa be say, a transfer of interest, legal interest in land without permission.
Chama Wontumi lawyer and the appear could be the former lawyer. And or granting interview to Adom FM4. Now, or say already sa sentence na Ediama Chama Wontumi no. No, a chess of mining. A typical MPP ni our lawyer a different Chama Wontumi. Or say ya sentence the client a chess of mining enye. Na mi busa say lawyer and the appear could be. O call na court ne can say o client or ye innocent ya. Ka ba be ka say o mining. Please, let us not scandalize the court. Let us not create impression say nipa ne ye top politician or above the law. Nipa ne enye politician, he's nobody. Now Forest Kroya I will say there was no evidence. Sa Forest obi kokumo pro. Ewo Forest mo o pro nyame abode just like enua wom. Kuani no bomb for the sentence no. Ye Ghana for mo koye this kind of illegal mining. And oma center mo dem just so catch them say momo politician top politicians say you are above the law. That's why you are telling all these things. And normal circumstance ye Ghana politicians sa no meka say ebra mo sentence Victor Solomon Dana Budakwimo and some ND for tena kromo keka fa MPP hono. Sa efilo china kono sa se hunu na MPP for so beka ida fa now that go for say the law is the law. The presidency is not responsible for jailing people, and it's true. This has nothing to do with the NDC government. This has nothing to do with anybody. The law is the law. Emra honorable Ken Chama Wontumi can say obemi achi no na chama Wontumi emfa ne nsan kwache Kende Japan na eya police for ananko okọ report Kende Japan to them ami aba che no saa time no na police eye adwuma papa edema party no na say ya na nkan say board ni Kende Japan FIFA issue by say police and a display the law is the law so please share me on adena sinu ne fa eye me den say chama Wontumi ni dibre oman na mana hu se onso nche oman na mra enti wo a wo hye forest mu ho a wo ye to wo say nsuo a high profile person like chama Wontumi ye natuma wo dua ho bi mira wo te kwaye ni mu wo say nsuo wo ye den enti obia ntu ni bafo please wo a wo tie me sa oba eye galamse aturufo ukunu eye galamse atunufo emia me fani ko shape emra nso be kata o ana ne basha mesra mo maame ne papa wutie me sa oba krawo so ko e galamse ya ba ya chi na ho mabie se chama Wontumi se enne wo de Land Cruiser ne ko 70th anniversary ani bi ana wo de ko ye enne obi de betwi di aba emra no eye mra Ghana mra enso nche me Ghana mra enso eye me de se NDC TikTok abi so akwa di Dr. Baumi atami akwa che no me te se NDC for ye se ai na de ande wo ye NDC o kasa asem na o no party no ade ana na do ye ya Ghana for to abetia no ene se na NDC for ye bone a wo che omo MP for ye bone a won che omo ene Ghana for ka na do o ye yibu no mo to abetia no se na wo TikToker akwa didi Dr. Baumi atem se na yire dwamanfo o ye fulani ni ya chena wo ye NDC ni a dia also ye ne se tu ho fo se unidi obi atem never promote to party because se wo so ye bi ne ya nchewa o meka so aban eye nyimu ento o meto obede ti o party no anti government of the day samatimi asosidi arrest chama Wontumi ajeli na NDC for who were also being linked with Galamsey no investigate them, arrest them, let us see you guys sentencing them so that about say Omano is in a safe hand. Omano president ne government ne am Omani eye adwuma na andi apia ku bi say Omani nya Oman papa Omani nya Oman papa na oyemu MP no sa mining and mineral act no mo ana mo amend in 2020 sa time no Omani Oman papa de mama o the client at court o client ne case ne count maku nsia o lawyer and the appeal want man te ba akokra want man te ba because court they said they found him guilty to all the 6 counts want man te ba akokra 6 want man te ba akokra na be gina ba rant say ana Omani nyo my pa ye de your my pa mai so Omani nyo my pa ayo my pa mai na busa o success and say aye de no dwane ye so betie na ka mo ba be play sa delay tactics na anye yi ama mo na ba be play delay tactics na anye yi ama wa na ba try to Omani nyo my pa okwa na onya judgment ya enka ba ka to Omani nyo my pa anti sa asem de mo fanto baby na yempa baby ntrana endi enkomo because the bond said justice has been delivered and justice na deliver no me say send signal ama Ghana ni bia say no one is above the law chama Wontumi enye what's not chairman onya bono chairman onya half chairman onya Ashanti regional chairman the World Bank of the New Patriotic Party anti chama Wontumi adna kwa akoto fiase no e kire se wo ye Ghana ni na se wo misbehavior e no kwa otum ene ye nsuo nyina sei ensuo federal water bill na ene ade efo ene mo de Galamsey ase no anti NDC fo amoso mo ye Galamsey hun se power ne ebe dane na se timi chama Wontumi atuma se wo ye NDC ni na se wo ye Galamsey a wa fa ho koma aban se wo ye Galamsey na bia yen center so ne pardon as aban na sesa I'm honest with you aya wo de eche wa wo ndile sei ubedam enti obia so free forest no ho obia so free nsuo mo a moti tototo obia nyai na nsuo no wonte na yambo the judicial system na baso yambo judicial system na baso oma yade ye oma kaza chama Wontumi aye top politician oma nka and obi sorry and a commentary bi amate da bone master the law is the law. The law is the law. The law is the law. Sisi ano se esi chama Wontumi campaign team. Esi amopo obi edna replace na men wo ho. Metima babe lead ma be national chairman edi amamo. Se be ya chama Wontumi delegates e wa to mo so aboka mo no ne sika nshingu. Ne sika ense. I am there. I can do that work for you. Share that be a catch am say. Amanyokuo that's metata that me say. MPP ne NDC. Oma set the political party as enterprise. And omudi do oma ne bone. A classical example e dey sim ne no. Chama Wontumi yi gold with TV so. Omuni pa bia. Na share no so say. Wey eye Samna boy case you. Wey eye Samna boy case. Turn on Wontumi forest. Obe free prison aba. Say no so bono plus another 20 40. Answer na wasan say pre-bargain na wo plead no. Obenye sika o hemfa e de atua. Say wantima atua san akodamu dia. They want me to dia. Eno so be court. Power. Chama Wontumi ma power wura ni mu. Na ni nyina fra Kufuado. I blame President Kufuado. Let us be honest to ourselves. Na me kan so mo anamo ya regional chairman na mo kwa Kufuado mfimu no papa mo hu. No oye mu yie. Na oye mu yie. Because other Chama Wontumi ko to amanim. Hwe me say Chama Wontumi became so powerful. Kwabra senchire. Odi Chama Wontumi nya asem e wa Ashanti region. Ana first vice ana regional chairman anya asem. Ana na do ba be CC. Omo trase ya ana na do kan say me de Wontumi de wo a no de benya no wo so ne me anya. Ana o ma start asem na kwabra senge say o mampani sabi obi ni Wontumi nya wo no no wanya mentimi ni me mampani ntwema so entimi ni fo no ko dwatoa na sei ana o mampani tira o man mu eye ana wa saade Wontumi akoto amani mu na momiambo President John Dramani Mahama baso on NDC tie me se na do danko Kufuado 2016 Ghana for to abama se brabe cleaning system no obi a waye boni bia na fanitum no one is above the law na se mo na munim se NDC for MPs bi no me ministers ekoje double salary ama mo ko dwatoa ama mo de mo fo abone so e de che omo a President John Dramani Mahama baso obabere set oman no na or set ni ye wa kire se on kondoni ade a enye papa MP before mo humanim guase mo chairman sabonso o lead team no ekopa achaw on the then ministers and MPs omoje double salary. You couldn't let Chama Wontumi to President John Dramani Mahama's house to also apologize. But me can say makunja there's one high profile case here. Say ni panso obedem because onoso no ni nsem hu na odi ye apart from the born just like the Chama Wontumi edi chair President John Dramani onoso ye bi na meka adi hu no ye ya etimi ka se no yo mampani ko wantima nto watch we and board dey amount wo just a mere CEO etimi ko kan kire a former president hu nipa se tama na ne former president ne nam no wantimi anto sa watch we amount edini twa ne mpoa wo so udi nchine botoma you will sleep in. And you know, Abu Safoin, if you just join us up, Chama Wontumi ehwa bobo and yedi, I say solid TV. mo amu jasa mo hwe nyina yeda mo se papa me ba ba gibrel makenka mu nyina mo comments no e dia ma mo fe mo ya de na mo like page no mo like page no the a woman and so any or say full charges and I want to me okay me baba kinka charges na mama na mama me ena ye baba educate ni esua and ye na yentu ye nuanom a omo so me say forest no yentu omo fu enka twa omo say nye omo nyai emo omo ubadidi na cha obedam na cha ma wutumi onyai ko anya galam say ti o say the charges count 1 charges Wontumi as the owner and controlling director of Akunta Mining Company Limited with assignment of mineral rights without approval. Prosecutors allege that in 2024 he permitted Henry Okum and Michael Jedu Ayisi to undertake mining operations within the company's concession without first obtaining the prior written approval of the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Count 1 said in 2024 Saturday party wa kunyaso or the concession no be ema owura bi ayefa no Okum Henry Okum ana Michael Jedu Ayisi ebra na onya tumikrata anase no wonchon koma osoafo a ohwe asa omanya sase na obo ade abobromu ensam wanya sa tumi no and sa kwadu ye de bo chama Wontumi wantimi antete odi hunfo ana count 2 ni enie levies the same offenses against Kwame Antwi, a director of Akunta Mining who is currently alive. Na ke sa count 1 na ye sa de ho so e de bo na onua ba ko e fe no Kwame Antwi what de otisi achicha ma Wontumi hu se eh ade we si achi me pe medam na papa okoye o se achi wono one sapon kuako ana sapon kuako ni ekọ ye prosecuting with okọ na se dabi sa susukuru wa we de mo man palm sa kuru wa we de na metima be ka de minim on kwa da be kan se ade no ebo cha ma Wontumi be dam 25 years na cha ma Wontumi na aban dane a obetuma benya presidential pardon but on de o nya ana count 3 ni charges Akunta Mining Company Limited is served with the same offenses, alleging that the company permitted 2 individuals to undertake mining operation on its concession without mineral approval. On the corner, so that country, no, a son, a man, for a year mining activity. Hey, what could we add? Now, Sanko to a macron for. Adia for show Remy, wouldn't permit. I don't know. I said, a man for 2 me say, Momma. And I can 4, can 5 in year. 5 charges, Chama Wontumi, Antwi, and Akunta Mining, respectively with purposely facilitated and unlicensed mining operations, contrary to Section 992B of Act 703 amended. Keso mo bawura forest ni mu a omuni kwan kasa mrama kwan kra woni license no mo bawura mu ato etia Wontumi lawyer asakasa yenkonko tie Wontumi lawyer asakasa.
And if there was none throughout the trial and that a person could be convicted and sentenced on assignment is by way of a written instrument, and if there was none throughout the trial and that a person could be convicted and sentenced on, it's really a worrying trend. And what can we do except to consult our clients and fashion out the way forward, and we'll certainly come out.
But the charges were brought under the Mining Act, right?
Yes, certainly it was brought under the Mining Act. But the in terms of assignment, the specific legislation of land transactions is the Land Act of 2020. Yes, Act 1036 regulates the conduct of land transactions. So if you want to really understand what assignment means as far as land transactions are concerned, then you have to go to the Lands Act. And clearly the Lands Act talks of assignment to be a written instrument, but we did not see it. And said clearly, once he has been convicted on assignment without mineral rights authorization, it's clearly mind-boggling, and I am not comfortable with the set.
You describe this as mind-boggling.
Yes, mind-boggling.
To you, it is unfair. But let's talk about the processes of the trial itself. Would you say due process was followed?
I will reserve some for now.
Would you say the judge was fair and firm and just throughout the proceeding?
I wouldn't want to, with the circumstance I find myself now, I don't want to comment on some of the matters, but I believe that as a legal team of with his tact endorsement to speak on some of the matters that have gone on throughout the trial.
And that response points directly or hints directly. Is that what I'm sensing?
Oh, certainly. Once you are aggrieved or dissatisfied by the outcome of the decision of the court, they only rely on you to file an appeal at the appellate court. Now, from the High Court, you can only go to the Court of Appeal. And from the Court of Appeal, if you are still dissatisfied, the rules of courts and the laws of the Republic allows you to go up to the Supreme Court. So we will consult with our clients, and assignment is by way of a written instrument. And if there was none throughout the trial, and that a person could be convicted and sentenced on, it's really a worrying trend. And what can we do?
Chama Wontumi was the main lawyer there. Some were attaching or no what told you that were Janet Chama Wontumi da. And I walk as I say the moment ya or more convicted and say when you boura a bind forest more only license in the a honor who said sentence no ebeba. And a judge, as a judge was firm or saying, to see about be a original pan and some to see, I'm saying, Nanisu Bruno, who Ghana two. Says here, and the appeal could be said Ghana and your Maya, also any partner into who Ghana and two, and to ambassador or better Ghana, or say, ambassador or Beccan, same be. Now, I'm saying, but now the upset MPP legal team also Omusia, now Omo Toto and Yama. Somebody can abort count na Chama Wontumi. Wadi kan ya one timantetina ni nyina abono about account mako 6 na ni nyina no Chama Wontumi antimi antete council nyina na na bia mebusa se anti Chama Wontumi lawyers na da bia omo na omo ba media briefing or we are on course and I say so tama mo ko file I can say application of the submission of no case you know. Na mo say aban no or mine any case any asem etia Chama Wontumi no mo ko file saade no na mo pa kire say nanti sa mo ba ye say oh ana we say majai lawyer we say majai we say meto aso na we ko ba ya ana mo ma me tam na me fa enhwe case ni mu me per court documents from register yes ko of predecessor ho no aba hold on na me ko Supreme Court mra na delay status and court transfer no ana ebusa sa attach say otukwan ana so oho woni ho ana sa ni case na o say ndi fair case no ye bedi kan atiafro ana court no strike or dismiss it into what dismiss we dia na so mu proceed with the substantive case no and yakoba and say with a substantive case no now say omu say Chama Wontumi court be convicted say court convicted no and a court be convicted with all the 6 count no wantima antimu baako all the 6 count no so otimi timu 2 e bia na aka 4 otimi timu bia 4 na aka 2 otimi timu 5 na aka baako no so odi bemba na 6 nya na ya convicted no dia na diaka aye ne sentence and diaka dia convicted o pe masa sa tam no uni right bia bi diaka aye o sentence obedun so kwa against obi ne so obe ma wodwen so you see na first time na yate sa policefoɔ asate atwa dan no ho ahia na say oh asɛm na ya meda case anya ya meda anti policefoɔ no twa ho ahia so policefoɔ na so obekɔ police cells na ne so da bi ya wa ne hu say prison for card so no ka muntu so da ba na say ai adanya ya ka na ka uja for bedam anti no ya convict wi na ka aka sentence no say na make a judge no osini trust na judge for so mo ya adwuma they work with the act or fa book we no abie no akenkan na fa no obie no akenkan no wa church niam ana o sin class ana we opagya ne ti ana o hwe wiem ana o se judgment we amede ba no enyame ene oman ne mra ana tamachi se kufu na mede ba chama wontumi so me to ama e chama wontumi cheste ye ana o se sa illegal mining na so akwa bura forest mu a woni tumi krata sa assignment ne de masa so out here say odi for chama wontumi say yes my lord no so okay ana o sa buza chama wontumi say on memra no na chama wontumi so oni no so okay na memra no say odi hu fo a the minimum sentence no ay 15 the maximum ay 25 na bushan foi I had person sua de o hahwe minimum no ay 15 maximum 25 adenti wa ma chama wontumi 16 adenti wa ma 17 adenti wa ma 18 adenti wa ma 19 wa ma 20 kese wa ban ba bi opem ne kese chama wontumi case no na gravity wo na emu otu because eya judges omo ma sentence ya ye will be a first time offender to a first time offender eya na they can go close to the minimum but who is second time offender or third time offender and a judge me say chama wontumi is he a first time offender makaya President John Dramani Mahama time no wontumi they say mining case be brave by and a judge never says na so judge o tie radio I don't say apart from Samna boy no was that say chama wontumi e wo case e wo tano no for and so another court AD na case onye first time offender wono no oyobi a odosika chen nipa and a judge for so omunim de galamsey e ye oman galamsey asai ensuo asensase asai nuane na wa hwese wo nipa ba ko edu begina ho o count maku 6 wantimi anti baako na ade amu chama wontumi ha se dem ka chama wontumi oye nipa bi o pesami nkumnya opono kwa ne de sa akua ko sapono won so amu chama wontumi ana MP before so amu chama wontumi taba mo koye no na mo ye ko sabu ye free akua ko sapon free akua ko sapon ana mo koye free only chama wontumi e ho da akua ko sapon hu se dabi ade no ayewo ne nkwankwata na mejina e wo se me de me konko me didi mam de because say me wo option say make me akoka de minim a kire oman no na me manya me tie didi mu a o se me ye wo se sa aban dane ne e be ma presidential pardon if say na president John Dramani Mahama ka to ma presidential pardon o ma wontumi a wo ne ye high profile person e bi asapoku yokono o ma no o se ne yire ne masha o papa so nyini o ma me nyini ento onu de onkodi adanse kurumu entia chama wontumi onkotwa ntro e ma chama wontumi nche no nemom no kura wonim obeka ana okọ serve as prosecuting witness na ehọ na one of the statement obeka say chama wontumi de onfa emra anyadum on se ba bia ball no pa no eye say sa reassignment na without approval no because on now the general manager ko school ni back adie we ye betima ya reassignment ya we need approval from the lands and natural resource minister or ministry would so that me fakrata asem nya adwuma now you have me governor MPP asando ya chama I don't work with documents enti muntu nusini muntu nsuo muntu amena mo nse no enti akua kono so no ana say na on na ya adwuma no so he was able to give a vivid account of whatever transpired. Tonight it makes it difficult for Chama Wontumi lawyers so much to take on. I say, Anna, because MPP and Chama Wontumi or legal counsel or because Nanka, ya say, the Okwati, the Obatin, the Ojan to do. Or more normally Chama Wontumi, I yet mine no, but I could have done no. Konso ho a konso bet give a vivid account and the time omo che chama wontumi na akuoko no omo koy no na omo prepare kwa de ama chama wontumi they didn't even look for the general manager no e ho na cause mo fight for Chama Wontumi and the general manager no e ba say no o man na e kwa akopɛ evidence from the site na de ade e be ka some of the evidence go a but you left a Kyoko support no and the man says fine, you want me to rot here. If there's an evidence that I can be used as a prosecuting witness, then I will do it. And also call na ja oja ni nyina and oni nyina gu ho. Ana Chama Wontumi lawyer meti korokobete sensra ana ababedu ti so abusia for ye trasia na basically no eye Chama Wontumi sentence no komo ane ye twen mo ya de pa mo ne trasia e bra start ye na ne ye twen judgment no e bra ni deferment no ye bogu ye afi so no ye convict no ye be ka kire mo tena ha eso eye edi hu komo ni nyina no ye ne mo a enti mo ya de pa ya de ye ne mo a and Austin enso boy adwuma pa eniema ekoso nya videos no ya na odi aba mama enchia Alhassan okoji abo wono so eso producer oni dem wono so boy adwuma pa akoso no information bia no mo de atodwa na ehu de ekọ Chama Wontumi lawyer ababe akasa for now the Chama Wontumi gets 20 years sentence over illegal mining ehia no ana akonta mine no ne dwuma nso okodi no ewo ho no so no anya dia eboa because na say ensu to mu say eho no eyiri na the background of the case no enie samba kaya atiefo ebekaya Austin mame ba bia na Chama Wontumi etiam say menye Ghana ni biem no na men sanfa the background ba abusuafo ana hwefo so mo comments the bia me say mebie phone lines so ama mo na ma baso mame sa tape no na ye me fa entwa mo na
Ghana for Musorio, Ghana for Musorio, and before you know Musorio, and before you know Musorio, I am Munti, and I'm Mahama MC, the vice president. Mina Ghana need you. As because I said, the 1 million president, Mina Ghana need you. Ghana for Musorio, Ghana for Musorio, and before you know Musorio, and before you know Musorio, I am Munti, and I'm Mahama MC, the vice president. Name I don't want to. Mina Ghana need you. As because I said, the 1 million president, Mina Ghana need you. Ghana for Musorio, Ghana for Musorio, and before you know Musorio, and before you know Musorio, I am Munti, and I'm Mahama MC, the vice president. Name I don't want to.
Before on the 26th of May 2025. And the case say, see the police for Elkope Chama Wontumi adoa no e woni fie omo born wampie ana chama Wontumi ebe frɛ we so no wo tie mu sɛ ene President John Dramani Mahama aba be Ghana mampani to onye Ghana ni bi mu ana antintiantiamu na achi na apolitifo no eto omo nsa frɛ sɛ chama Wontumi ye ba ofie ye nya ntie hia ana on the 26th of May 2025 ana chama Wontumi bo anan ane lawyer and the appeal could be a call police CID headquarters ana call no the charges no e de ball no say chama Wontumi wa mane enti say ana chama Wontumi ene lawyer twa no asem ane man the bill ti chama Wontumi amane no where start pa 25th of May 2025 ana call no ho no another week before enti ade achi 27th no na kesi amane bill 26 to 27 that's a chama Wontumi ede ne ho kwa kire na bia yese and to we police na opie na eyokofo se bia na for kra ene chama Wontumi ekohye mu che pa eho ana afenyo mark mu kwotena form me ka da mani magu ase se nipa no se ware bone oye modie ntimu kwotena form Ghana ni na okokumo pro na ko sente mu kwotena form ma part mu nyama gum ho ni ma anya ade I'll be honest with you and what the chama Wontumi amane ne start here ana ma court na tio me pata be kan be tie police operations our chama Wontumi ono and I mean can finish say or say background of the case or say according to the charges the charge sheet Wontumi is a 49-year-old entrepreneur and a native of Kuntanasi in the Ashanti region. On paper, he is one of the 2 shareholders and one of the 2 directors of Akunta Mining Limited, which was incorporated in November 5th, 2010. And you know, where charge sheet I say, chama Wontumi ayo owura bia wonye mfinhia aduanan enkro a wo free Kuntanasi ewa Asante Mantemu na oka adwuma wura mu a oka ba nipa ba ko me adwuma wura mu a wo mo na Akunta Mines ayo omo dia omo register adwuma no November 5th 2010 na enie was it the company lists Takwa as its principal place of business but operate mining in the Samna Boy area both in the western region or say Akunta Mine say baby a omo sesen a omo di omo dwuma aye Takwa na mom omo sanso ye adwuma e wo Samna Boy eno so atoye mantemo Takwa so atoye mantemo was in the second accused person Kwame Anchi who made at large nipa ba ko so a omo pe no pa wo se fere Kwame Anchi on de wa to Europe okọ in his police statement Wontumi reportedly told investigators that he never saw or heard from his co-director since 2010. And Wontumi say, now no asem what you was say from 2010 ana ne co-director no edwane ye. There was a time no na NDC time na on the odwane ye. According to Wontumi no. To on the and if you on the Alpha company, 1-man driver, and what them was it after they completed company registration formality, investigators have established that Wontumi alone has since exercised absolute control over the company activity. Like I said, one Kwame Anchi ko register campaign na utimu say abujanfo ebia what the Kwame Anchi ye can because campaign there o register o do be kan for bi ka ho ana ka say free ona ka Wontumi wafa campaign at the Bonafide property ana wodenam tie ha na ehu papa police operations ebia wo hye me no won nim the background police operations say the case stemmed from a special police operation against illegal mining activities on 16th to 17th April 2025 in the Samna Boy area. The operation led to the arrest of Michael Ayisi Jedu and 28 others within Akunta Mining concern Achama Wontumi wanyade. Ya to aba ama party lose 2025 April. Na say nkofo da so eye adwuma. Tie. Was say enti sa ayisi bi na ono so no ye ka na asem o case mu no say omede concession ma ono na ebo ni din omo che no was it during the arrest police retrieve items including na ke so mo kwa chi eniama omo nya ne site wo na mba botie 8 pump action guns etuo brand maku watch 8 pump action gun 1 single barrel gun etuo ba a single barrel gun so musa kan ho and 5 pieces of metal suspected to be gold concealed in a sachet and almost in fact after we do my yade pa the daga de omo chire o say eniema bi e concealed in 5 pieces almost omusu say eye gold and maku enum 4 machetes sekan maku 9 several water pumping machine and pumping machine bebre and 310 AA and BB cartridges you were 2 abuba bi ya frano AA and a BB and maku 310 and a one say GDC gun minima de cro and a 4 motorcycles 2 vehicles cash amounted to 157,000 sika and kind of 1.5 billion actually and so almost kind 25 serviceable excavators maku 25 I don't mean that is summer boy for so omudidim 4 non-serviceable excavator na ke excavator and 9 de ke say I breakdown and it's wo entino background of Chama Wontumi case no and ye kan chia mo no entini also ye na project we say so na ahwefo so ehu say ensam na ye ka no anya bosiamo ka ye charge sheet no police for no call site no enema retrieve ye no ana ye kinkan ama ahwefo ana tiefo anya bi o say the public has indicated it will pray for a forfeiture order in respect of all items value received from the concession at the end of the trial. And a prosecution case. Upon this arrest, Michael Yisi Jedu named Henry Okum as his employer. And to watch you, Omono. And a Michael Yisi say, Henry Okum and a Jumaura, who assigned him to supervise mining activities on the concession. Okum was subsequently arrested and cautioned. And to Omoche Okum, and Omobusa no accept and also Babechi was saying, during interrogation, Okum told police investigation that sometime in September 2024, he approached Chama Wontumi and sought permission to undertake mining operation within the concession, which he believed belonged to Wontumi at Samraboy. Or say, what an okwase mo say no be kan no kra wum. Or say 2024, I don't know or call Chama Wontumi ho. Because no say mining concession be a friend Samraboy da ho. No say Chama Wontumi there. I don't call Chama Wontumi oh mining concession aja kampasa me koye adwuma e wo so. Or say investigation have established that Wontumi did agree to his proposal and gave Okum permission to carry out mining operation within the concession. Or say, I want to Wontumi say no problem, Saraba problem. Mama Kwan, Kwanakoye Juma. Was it in the defense? In his defense, Wontumi denied ever authorizing any person to undertake mining on the Samraboy concession. He told the court that Akunta Mining Company Limited had never operated or mined on the concession, explained that the company could not begin mining because it has not received a parliamentary ratification. Chama Wontumi ko jan court was say, me na sa Samraboy forest ko me mente da me efisi wo me ene da mo court wa mo bo Samraboy edin echeme say Akunta man na kwa bra bo wura Samraboy forest mu man me do nyame me kamachi mi hu da say me nya bi da na emra bi kwa na ye say anke kwa akopɛ hodo kwa pona nka ye didi kakra na yanya parliament ratification enti ya intima tie was he maintained that Henry Okum had only been contracted to provide land reclamation service and to undertake a coconut plantation project on the concession with a profit to be shared over maturity. Chama Wontumi. Hey, Chama Wontumi gu hwani ma se. Tio mo ahwefo a mo hwe me. Mo me sanko ase. Ni anko tie adebo tie was in his defense Wontumi denied ever authorizing any person to undertake mining on the Samna Boy concession. He told the court that Akunta Mining Company Limited had never operated on or mined on the concession, explaining that the company could not begin mining operation. It had not received panoramic. Nipa wa kanche court no. O yetu na no say Akunta mines kwa emawura forest mu enidi mu da no. Tie Osaba was saying he maintained that Henry Okum had only been contracted to provide land reclamation service and to undertake a coconut plantation project on the concession with a profit to be shared after maturity. Nipa was a forest for unko di ho. Na ukro na san ba be kase. Me ma na adwuma se asase na asɛ no. Onkonko kataso no onua kube na kube no nyini a ne etia ne achemfa so no. Aha, mo se mo ande apia kubi. Die nti a wantimi antete case ni binie. Niko wu nipa ba on one breath wo say a forest no monko ye adwuma. Aya ban forest na mo pese mo call na mo anya parliament ratification. Na aban forest ni say aban forest ni say ya wo na mo obi tumi say onko reclamation na onua kube eba no mache. Momento aso. Was saying the defense called several witnesses, including former Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, George Mrekuduka, and former Western Region Minister, Kwabena Oche Dakumensa. Was say, a idea almost free a dancing for baby. Or swap for a baby, no share or bob, dear, Bobremu, and some. Ene ajapade nyankopɔ de amaye ewa asase so enyina ye frɛ no honorable George Mrekuduka takwa onare takwa seat no kwache no ena former Western Region Minister Kwabena Oche Dako amomu nya abeka di omunim enti abusanfo yi wuti asɛm na ne baabi a mekenka ne de fa baabi ni Chama Wontumi no ono ana wa moa no ho ono ana anama case no aye bad case ono ana anama case no aye bad case and so far no say isia de akwa osin mame Reverend Usubempa me ha say metimi akodi enkomo we yere aba na ye nsore enkunya eso mame Reverend Usubempa
MPP for to aba antimagi we okotona aba na so for ya to aba sa mo se for na ekoto aba no MPP osofo di aba no mokoto constituency piniminchen sofo nchene no moto aba no e wo hefa last week MPP for na ekoto aba na NDC beto mu de dabe later in the year. In the MPP 4 Twaba, I choose one constituency executives. So, Mumade, one behalf parties or constituencies for the so many baby in the election 2028 and one far battle on to baby now.
Yada masipa na yanko kinkan mo comments ni bi emfa emma mo we say Beatrice is it appear was say who watches the watchman, someone who alleges that Honorable Ken has committed 10 sins, has ended himself for 20 years jail term. And Mr. Williams said, I can't even believe it. 20 years, okay. And is it Rose? And I say 20 years for stealing over $200 million. Nothing. He deserves life in prison. And Kweku said, Chama Wontumi deserve 100 years to live in prison for to serve for deterrent. And J.Y. Adam said, they know Wontumi is going. They are calling for Honorable Ken. MPP is gone. And Rosanna said, what is with the money he stole? 20 years still. Give me $1 billion. I would even do 25 years. Okay. And I said 20 years is not enough. And Gabriel said, rest well, Wontumi. And Richard said, Wontumi Kromfo. And Manu said, hi, good afternoon. I am watching you live from Libya, Benghazi. Manu and Chason Ko Eyodia. Kwekuya Boa said, just 20 years. I was expecting solid 25 years. Hey, oh no, also, hey, Masa. Nana, is it? Anane, is it no? Anaba. Was say 20 years is not enough, okay. And Joyce Ferguson said, but now Akuyokon is on his knees, thanking God with tears of joy and conviction. And Fred Jemfi said, I am watching you live from Abu Dhabi, Shaibu, good work done. Yeah, that's it. And Thomas Kodom said the base all the way, power. The base for no. Mohammed Ahmed said from Belgium, because of pollution in Ghana soil, vegetables like Wontumi, garden eggs, pepper are banned in Belgium due to this galamsey. What's it Belgium for abandon your vegetables? And Dixon Daniel said, very great for greedy galamsey Wontumi must learn a lesson. And Naru Yabua said, that is good. It should be continuing. And sorry. Mohammed Ahmed said, you reap what you sow. And Alaf first said, where is lawyer Ampa? Lawyer Ampa, Timiko called. And Naru said, very good. And Boache Frank said, I thought Wontumi said he's a king and building his own kingdom in Ashanti region. This guy became an arrogant to the extent that he saw himself as a king in the rose of Otunfo. Thomas Hene Jurase, who said Lord D Papa. And Elizabeth Frimpon said, this should continue. Medase Winifred Tewia said, in fact, Akufo-Addo and his cabal have destroyed the nation Ghana. They are all needed to be jailed. They all needed to be jailed. And justice is served. That Richard Ediano. And Kweku Yeboah said, we are waiting the turn of Kodria, Samia Oku, Miraka Boaji, Baumia, and others. I expected 25, not 20 years. Hey, Jonathan Owusu, hey, Miami Yamete Onkacho. There's no sympathy for Wontumi. I will not cry for him. Over the years, Wontumi has become very annoying. Maryland Bokodie. Now, my character said, good news, Wontumi jail, happy days. Okay. And Asare Patrick said, it is sad though, but it is a true justice. And Alex Apau said, good morning, Shaibu. Wontumi must be jailed for his own stupidity. And Yeboah Grace said, don't touch my anointed Wontumi. Next time, God will be with you. Okay, I said, don't touch my anointed Wontumi. Next time, God will be with you. Like I said, yeah. Wakoka Honorable Ken and then Yakupo. And the director said, no one is above the law. And Frank Adum Antwi said, good news. And Boache Frank said, only the MPP guru were doing the illegal mining during MPP era. Appear Kubi is not serious. The system is now working. Dixon Daniel said, greedy Wontumi should go to jail. Should go to jail. No. Yeah, Adamaba. Okay. We say about for say Wontumi one said, Ken, I will arrest you. And we say no cause shame to all those MPs who went and sat on the floor for Wontumi. And Pa Grant said, Shaibu, I want to ask if there's any issue between the base and we are for Ken step in and solve the issue. Please, we need it. We are for Ken. There's no issue between the base and we are for Ken. And Nana one said, Akunta mining is not involved in illegal mining, but they gave their land for illegal mining to be done on it without the ministerial approval. And Jaben say what TV say Amagana is at work. Tank 1 Akromfo is out of Ghana. And Hayford Andrew say God of Ken is speaking. Was say Wontumi jail should teach Ghanaians a lesson. Watching you live from Denmark. And Okwana say everything spiritual in Ghana. Fake prophet. Good afternoon. Okay. Boache Frank. Or say the law is the law. Felix. Is it Felix? Anda. Intiamwa say good luck, Chairman Wontumi. Hey. Philomena Yebo say good morning, Shaibu. The base Ghana first. The base job for the youth. The base we move. The base we are connected. Keep out the good work. Many about me das. Many about me. Te unkan show ya frame. Dixon Daniel said, greedy Wontumi should go to jail without mercy. And we say all the MPP gurus were okay. I've read majority of the message. And we say I now understand why Baumia came to do that statement about tribunal court yesterday. They know Wontumi is going to jail. An NDC man leading the MPP has sold MPP to NDC. His agenda to collapse MPP is working perfectly. The da at the end, no. Okay. Emmanuel said, I'm very excited today, pa. Hey, freedom, Charlie. The years is too much, oh God. Shadow. Wontumi thought he was doing. Okay, I've read majority of the message. Abushia for. In fact, esi any keja, esi any keja, any aseda. Papa. Ye damase papa say mo trust solid TV, mo trust solid TV. Me ba live. Me started say me the live update here, bano. In fact, consistently, you've been with us. I'm also about 10 me boy. 10 it's about 124. Matna say a bra court no babusha for your baba but the recap and say Chairman Wontumi has been jailed to 20 years imprisonment and you say you fine no 10,000 penalty unit or converting into sika around 1.2 billion. So one timantua obe serve additional 3 years. Ben obe serve concurrently with the 20 years. Now the act no say nipa differ minimum no 15 years and a maximum no 25 years. And no judge no the one for maximum no wa 20 years. Na me no ka say there adopa ye transia no na court wa chama Wontumi kwa arrive court on or kono shatade yellow ya di blue a design animal oduwa na or check it ne nsan say all about the Land Cruiser 70th anniversary model na the buy and to owura court dem no the first case judge ne tena so was say attachment file say omundi fair judgment ne ene na nyame boa onko Supreme Court for interpretation bra judge ne tena say ete hono gu attachment adwane waton yurum one the lead counsel wa ma enti so no nim be besin to wa ma the judge ne te hono gu ye no na after so mo to proceedings no na so mo hwe say case na te say enti o to proceedings no ana o say all the 6 counts on the board Chama Wontumi Oma convicting with the 6 counts ni nyina no he Oma convicting kese abuabon wantuma antimu bako na kese ne yetwe ne judgment the judgment ne yetwe ne nim say minimum no eye we can say about them eye 15 and a maximum no so eye 25 now the know say the mining act new one by 2020 no and the onya no say act 703 no na enye fine say ye final say kutues kan ko nti ne ya confidence say e dey ya chama Wontumi obedam and obedam so ne the enim ni say it should be more than 14 because the minimum is 15 it should be more than 15 it's 14 nti ne ya twen nti o ha na beto dwa say si ano nyame ncha de chama Wontumi aya ban dia ya man 15 na ya bobo charges no a kire mo and ya bobo ne count no so de a kire mo and ya cheche mu am na so far no chama Wontumi ana oye high profile kid enti e pese hu sa enipa mienu na omoka ho no omoso faith sisi ano enti no ye beda mase ne asori nkonwa so na ya sa akọboabo ye be san ba life ye pese hu any update bi aba bia no chama Wontumi I class runaway lawyer attach he has not spoken but the lawyer was dampo no lawyer and the appeal could be aba kata no say asem na asi no akese oman nye na da bia wo lawyer and the appeal could be the case ekọ court ekodi bem sa brand oman ye na ukoda se bubo wa obetra be kase oman nye ndc for do makwa kotum no ene de oman ye said nam tamakro ba wo na kwa wo chim ene wa ntima kase oman nye na after the mati dienti akanofulata wo so wonsi Ghana kanofulata wo so wonsi Ghana after the mati dienti akanofulata so wonsi Ghana no na what was your what teacher Chama Wontumi 20 years am so ma Ghana and I guess I the tractor ko twene adreba o sia biem o kanofulata se what is MPP aba power o sia biem and kanofulata the MPP so aye ndi wa hia obecha papa esia omo that list ne so no esia no yes we ko say obi abodwo say ehia na wa sansuo de wodi anum esia Chama Wontumi ana okọ 20 years o esia osasibe ne yire asate prepare we de enyen samansi o a life war esia osasibe yem meka to bi yem o se wu osasibe yem ba fa so si wo yem I give to what yem na sabi mo regional chairman from the strong region ko na tuma na mo osasibe ai kwakwa jima menu Spooking V former health minister enti mo die sabi so jatana mu ya china na ne ma Chama Wontumi as the regional chairman yetima chin o man hwe de besi the law is the law enti osasibe da bia akoba da kokọ so ma Hana no koba da ko so kwa uma gift award koba da ko kwa uma oh ye do ma hye musema na madi no kre ama mo man ye wo MPC bi wo ha omo no de omo nya bon na atachia no sa onso de atua no to no mo de atua no to no onso case enso wo ho na ahwe da ko lawyer wo kwa ko defend ne kan obekọ no se kekra ya che no abusuafo wo sho bra na no don't go about pound sima aduonu I was say about sima aduonu enkron o sure be na sima aduonu kron in fact mo gina so ya na ekọ na ya but I was say ekọ boabo ya ho na de na say ba ye beda mase papa faseda ema osin bema in fact eno na ye ne ye life enne tena ha ana enen so ya san betena se 10 am to 10 11 10 11, 12, 1, 3 hours solid. And any live coverage at the Abremu. See, say, who dear Quakusi. And you know, I will mono. Say, we are quite yabosa. In the course of the day, no yababa, nebia update, bia bar, ne the idea in Abemo. Say, an MP for no, or Mr. Akasa. Hey, Obiakasa, Muntia, Kanashigwe Akasa. Or say, Wontumi should have received maximum 25 sentence kanasugwe penifo ni bia ose so benya ne tape na ba check it my joy obey so benya ne tape na ba ose the convener of media coalition against illegal mining Dr. Kenneth Ashigwe has said he should have he would have preferred the Accra High Court to impose the maximum custodian sentence of 25 on Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Anchibo, popularly known as Chama Wontumi, insisting that those who finance and facilitate illegal mining deserve the hardest punishment available under the law. Speaking blah 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 blah. Was it? Speaking to media men shortly after the criminal division of the Accra High Court sentenced Chama Wontumi to 20 years imprisonment over illegal mining activities on the Samana Boy concession in the Western region, Dr. Shibe disclosed that the verdict as a major milestone in Ghana fight against Galamsey, but argued that the sentence should have been even more severe. Justice Audrey, who presided over the case, sentenced Chama Wontumi to 2 concurrent 20 years term after finding him guilty on charges related to illegal mining. The court also, I'm seeing something here. Was say, also check my joy, I say, Justice Audrey, who presided over the case, sentenced Chama Wontumi to 2 concurrent 20 years after finding guilty of charges related to illegal mining. The court also imposed a fine of 10,000 per unit. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Writing to the judgment, Dr. Asigwe said the punishment thought significant felt short of what he believed was necessary to deter influential financier of the illegal mining. I would have wished that the judge would have given the maximum sentence of 25 years and also added the maximum fine, he stated. He explained that Ghana mining laws empowered the court to impose fine, custodial sentence or both, and argued that cases involving political exposed persons who profit from illegal mining should attract the most severe sanction because of the enormous damage caused to the. And to can Asigwe were one of the men almost fighting against illegal mining. Or no Sudan, the almost kasa, demonstration. One day was say, sad 20 years now, Omodia Chama Wontumi. One now cover prefers Omonfa the ultimate 25, but he said, "Kwa make him say, all the answer, almost convicted no, to run the sentence no, had 20, and to was 7 concurrently, and to a 40 years, but a year 20, wait 20, to or 7 or 7 we abum, and was saying, Nenko said the fine so what did the highest one day at the Emano, and the amount for started reacted to Chama Wontumi sentence na bano. Yeah, tried the MP before the Ebeka. Now, I mean, say MP before the Omba, the Omeka say, I and a bano, and yard, and a Omani, and yet, and a say. Also, Minister Onsaka. Okay, Onsaka, okay, good. Now, was that for moment, sorry, ya best by a Riano, na the Ewomubiano, Yama Mongu. Within the shy will assist Austin Bema and a track camera, ya best a share, not the Omubiana, the other Abba.
I meant it by way of a written instrument, and if there was none, throughout the trial, and that a person could be convicted and sentenced on, it's really a worrying trend. And what can we do except to consult our clients and fashion out the way forward, and we'll certainly come out.
But the charges were brought under the Mining Act, right?
Yes, certainly it was brought under the Mining Act. But the in terms of assignment, the specific legislation